Bum, bashers. We have internet. Yay! Rakeem, thank you so much for coming today and sorting out all my internet issues. Turns out my internet cable from the pole was highly degraded from weather, from tons of. I gotta fix my beard. Hold on. Highly contaminated from water, snow, and this heavy duty snowstorm that we had all winter long. We had so many. And we've just been having torrential rain. It is hot, like 100 degrees hot in New York City, and it has been for 2 days. Yesterday was worse than today. I do have the air conditioning on, so if it's making noise, I apologize, but I would pass out otherwise because it is hotter than hell, people. I know it's time for you all to sing along. So it would be really terrible. I don't know whether or not the big guy's going to be joining us because I'm doing this show on Saturday. I did reach out, but I guess he's up and about working on some content for his channel and all that stuff. But I hope you guys are all great. Let's see who's in the room. Who got here first? It's Melly C and Eminem Madness. Hello, Dirk and all the bashers. It's great to see you, Melly. I know we've retired and we sold all of our rights to the properties, but we'd love to see you when we come back in hologram form. Melly C, the purple one, big hearts out to her. Great to have you live on the show. It's great to be back. Sorry I couldn't make it on Thursday or Friday. It's just 2 days without. I had sporadic internet. It's just was I had no upload speed whatsoever, and that's what this is. This is all upload. So it was a problem. I couldn't even get a lot of emails, but thank you everybody for checking on in. I want to give an update on Jackie because everybody asks, and I got an update. Jackie's back home for a few weeks now, up and walking, but her left arm's still a little bit problematic. But movement is coming back with her fingers and thumbs. Now, she wouldn't be lifting a glass of wine. I hope you're lifting it for her. And thanks so much for keeping us up to date on Jackie. We care about her. She's a great basher. You're a great basher. Big kisses to Jackie, to Chris, and to Poppy. Thank you so much for checking on in. And Melly C it in the number one today. Dave Fahrenheit 451 upvoted. Please upvote if you can. Makes a whole difference. I know you're my bashers are spread out throughout the entire world. It's a little bit, is it midnight in Blois in the rest of Europe, a little bit later in some spots. Evening all, well done, Melly upvoted. Mr. Brooker, he won't be live, but you'll catch the replay. Play nicely, boys and girls. We always try to do that. Found a fabulous new solution: adapters to attach bungees to a dive watch to wear over a dry suit. Pics tomorrow. How interessante, Nick Brooker. That's the thing about the bashers. Everybody's got like innovations and inventions and movies and vocabulary and all that stuff. Great stuff. I did not see Disclosure Day. I was trying to figure out a way to do it last night. My first time back in the cinema. I do plan on seeing it because I want to. It's the first movie that is going to make me get back in a movie theater. But I'll tell you something that happened last night that wasn't so nice. Ever since the Dragonis showed up, we've had some issues here with some bugs. And I've lived here for 37 years and never saw a bug ever. Anyway, we're getting these giant water bugs. They're cockroaches. They're big. Anyway, I was in bed last night. I was watching some Star Trek on my iPad. And I felt something on my arm. And lo and behold, it was one of those creatures. Holy shit. I screamed like a teenage girl. I could not even believe it. I was so freaked out. And you know I don't like bugs. But bed bugs, I'm not so worried about the bed bugs in the theaters. So I definitely will be going to see Disclosure Day. Listen, I saw the reviews. I saw what people are saying, but the people I know and I love and I trust, who love Steven Spielberg and love that sci-fi kind of stuff, have all given it positive reviews. And I trust my friends and the people I love more than I trust people like the Critical Drinker. Holy crap. Now, I know he's a curmudgeon and his idea is to get drunk and say, he's not really drunk, but he's doing a Foster Brooks. He hated it. He absolutely hated it. And to me, when I see the movies that he does, like, I go, well, this guy and I just don't vibe. We just don't like the same things. I think that might be just not in his station, as they say. So anyway, I don't know why I watched and I watched the whole thing. He was extremely critical. The Critical Drinker was. Panel power coming back for you. Congrats again, Melly C. Congratulations to her. Amazing. I'm not drunk enough to go out on the ocean. Don't go out on the ocean if you've been drinking there, Raphael. We wouldn't like that at all. We want to make sure you're bashing with us till the end of time. Till the end of time. Martin Bronson are here, upvoted. Thank you so much. The king of the forest. Martin Bronson, great to have you live on the show. I have a big bottle of Gruner, a liter of Gruner, because Paul's here, so we'll be sharing it, spritzing it a little later in the show. I did ask my friend Patrick to jump on if he wants to, because that would be fun. I've talked about him many times. He's the Shag Daddy. He's an old friend of mine, one of the greatest people I've ever known, one of the kindest, sweetest, most just what a human being. What an incredible person he is. Not only did he make my solo album dreams come true 15, 20 years ago. I don't even know when that was at this point. But he's just one of the most solid human beings I've ever known. Always in your corner, loyal to a fault. Just the guy is smarter than all get out. And I think it would be great if he decided to. I did say, he said, you got internet? And I said, yeah, I've got internet. Man, it would be great if you jumped on the show. Wouldn't that be fun? Be fun. Because I don't know what's going on with the big guy. I have no idea. No idea. Hiteshi is here. Congratulations, Melly Siebel Catch Replay. Have an amazing, rare Saturday bash. Very rare this Saturday bash. I hope we have a great show. I hope a lot of people come in. Hope a lot of people want to support the channel because we love doing it for you, or I do for sure. Please remember to upvote. Thank you, Hitesh. Thank you so very much. Joe LaFaro. Joe, handsome Joe, on my way to work. We'll try to catch up as I go. Saturday night in the big city is no fun for a doctor. Especially tonight is, we've got this basketball madness. I mean, I don't care, but people do. And, I'm back to the curmudgeon that used to poo-poo revelry around sports. And I was one of them for a long time with the New York Mets. I forget how devoted and crazy and fanatical. And so I just was like, shut up, Dirk. These people are going bananas because it's game 5 and they're up 3-1. So it's very possible that the New York Knicks could have their first championship in 50 some odd years. That's a big deal. I know all you soccer folks, football fans out there are crazy for your teams. And while we don't have the equivalent of that because we have so many sports here, and my sport is baseball and tennis, but they don't have the kind of a fan base that they used to. Now it's the NFL, which I don't get at all. It just, I've tried, I've read the rules, I've sat with people, watched games, tried to get excited about it, and nothing. It just, that game does start, stop. So at least basketball is a little bit fast, and yeah. But I always say, if the basket was this high, I'd have a shot at it. Joe, we hope that you have a great and safe night. Andrew Wolkowicz is here. Happy Saturday evening, everyone. Upvote and enjoy the show. Is the air conditioning annoying, or can you hear it at all? I have to have it on. It's just brutal. It is brutal tonight. Upvote, enjoy. Please upvote and enjoy the show. Thank you so much. Congratulations to Melly C. And Mr. Bell is here. Evening, all. Evening to you. Great to have you live. David Simons. We're going to give away the other 3 today. And then that'll be the end of the era of we'll see what happens. The Dirkstein Ushberg attorneys at law need a miracle. Will settle for technicality. 1-900-IBashers. Is that even 1, 2, 3? That doesn't make that's good. Anyway, enjoying some Drooby Doo coffee before I start my wineisms. So talk to me, gang. What's been going on in your world? You have anything? The only thing I can tell you is business as usual, just no internet, no Thursday show, no Friday show. I'm so sorry about that. I couldn't do a walkabout because we had horrific thunderstorms last night. And so it was just like, you know what? I'll just do it on Saturday. And it's hot, super duper hot out there. Super duper hot. Louise is here. Hello, beautiful ladies of the Bash. That is who we love. We love the ladies of Bash. Good evening, Dirk, and all the Bashers. We love you, Louise. Hey, Kyle Payne, where you been? Happy Saturday. We're watching live from the Cigar Lounge. Hope you're having a great. What are you smoking in the Cigar Lounge? Something good, I hope. Look at you, looking great. Did you watch The Age of Disclosure yet? I have not. I've not seen shit yet. I still didn't watch The Passenger. Had it all queued up, but life got in the way. So, I was planning on doing a movie a week on Mondays. I'll hopefully be able to get into that kind of schedule. I hope. It's just been kind of a wild week. Got a new occupational therapist for Rose. And then the cable went out, and then a host of other things. Just, I'm looking forward to the simple life, man, and you know what that is. And we'll see. Nothing to say. I didn't watch that yet, but I want to. Oh, Melly, see, you don't have to apologize for anything ever in this entire world. We love you, and it's great to have you live on the show. Always. As always, if you have anything you want to say, you can send me an email to basherdirk@gmail.com. That is basherdirk@gmail.com. Or better yet, join my Patreon. These are my beautiful Patreon pantheons. Thank you so much. I'll leave you on the bottom of the screen because you guys are the best. Thank you so much for all that. So Disclosure Day came out, and it's the only film that I really and truly want to see in a theater. It's Spielberg, it's Janusz Kaminski, it's John Williams. How much longer are we going to have with that trio making films together? I mean, John Williams is 90, right? Or is he 91? Spielberg's not getting any younger. Janusz is a relatively young man. He's my favorite cinematographer. He started with Spielberg on Schindler's List. Spielberg had worked with several different photographers, directors of photography, and then he finally found the guy that's, I believe, shot every single movie since. Now, John Williams has been scoring since the Sugarland Express, which was his big first feature-length film. However, I forgot something when I was talking about it earlier in the week. I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. And that is that Thomas Newman did Bridge of Spies? Because John Williams was having surgery, so he was recuperating. The other thing I forgot about entirely was West Side Story. Now, Thomas Newman was hired to do that. I might be wrong about Bridge of Spies. And the reason it's because it's the Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim score. So what are you going to do? You need somebody to go in there and do a modern adaptation or rescore it. Obviously, you want the music to be fresh. You have new singers. You have to re-record the whole thing. And John Williams declined it. And he said, I recommend you get Thomas Newman, which I think is really, really, really cool. Yeah. Tobster says, all the reviewers, no, they don't. Goes nowhere. And I was excited to see it in IMAX because we'll see He-Man again, which was most fun. Yeah, see, I can't see a movie like that. You know that I was the voice of He-Man, right? For many, many years. I did all the commercials for He-Man and She-Ra. You can see them they're all on YouTube. I did all the He-Man, She-Ra, Masters of the Universe for the Cubo network when they were running those. It's just not my thing at all. You can't go by reviewers, man. You got to go by people you trust. And if you don't trust Steven Spielberg, I mean, has that guy ever made a shitty movie? I don't think he has. My favorite film of his is AI, which people didn't like. And it's my favorite Spielberg movie. It makes me weep every time I see it. I think it's beautifully shot, directed, acted, everything about it's got 3 very distinct acts, which I absolutely love, See, now this just goes to prove, hey, NDM, this just goes to show you that you and I are not on the same page. I couldn't even get through that movie because I couldn't have cared less about the story. I just didn't care. I tried because it's Spielberg, and I didn't dig it. Wasn't my thing. But, listen, that's what makes the world go around. You say potato, and I say patata, tomato, tomato, potato, patata. Doesn't really matter. What this film is about is a group of people know that we have had contact with aliens and they're going to disclose it to the world, which is an incredibly interesting premise. Now, the only thing I heard from the critics that I thought, okay, this might be interesting. I didn't see it yet, but 3 people I know saw it, who I trust implicitly. They said the movie starts off with a bang and the energy is so high. Then when it gets to the more cerebral part, it slows down. That's where you can lose people. But because I'm so cerebral, I tend to prefer those kind of scenes in films than the action. Big action doesn't drive me to want to see a film. Oh, it's got great special effects. What do I do? All I do is complain about how everybody does a Kiss show now. Everybody's got bombs and fire and hydraulics, and it doesn't apply to Taylor Swift. It doesn't apply to, Three Doors Down or some band that shouldn't have. Why would any of these groups have pyrotechnics? It doesn't fit with their brand. But because tickets are so expensive, I guess they feel they have to do something. They have to put up. I mean, it took Iron Maiden like 40 years to put a screen on their stage. They just used cloth backdrops, painted backdrops, like they're like vaudeville, because their fans don't care. They're there for the music and they don't give a shit. I mean, if you go to see Pearl Jam, it's bands I don't care about, but I think they have integrity. They just come out there and play. Springsteen, who Topster loves, just comes out there and plays. It's just an open stage with musicians, and I mean that should be fine. But if you go to see a circusy band, a band that's famous or any artist, you want the theatricality. You go to see Alice Cooper or Kiss or whomever. An example is Rush is now very solidly. They're playing tonight. Jimmy, my guitar player from Hitman, is going to see them for the 2nd time in LA at the Forum. And they have special effects, video screens, and some fire and stuff. But their music lends itself to that because they're extremely proficient musicians. But the stories and the drama, their music is not for the faint of heart. I know why people don't like that band. I totally get it. Why somebody wouldn't like Eddie Lee's voice, or the music is too intricate, or it's progressive rock, and there's a good reason why people wouldn't like that. I'm a nerd and I'm a musician, so yeah, I liked it, and I've liked it. I bought 2112 when it came out. I was a little boy, but I liked Rush way back then. So Andy, the Ancient One. Good evening, kind sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. It's the only good things guy, Andy M. Let's put you on there. Thank you, Andy M. You guys, everybody have a drink. I have a bottle of Gruner, a dry Riesling, a liter of that, chilling. I've got the glasses chilling. I've got some ice. We're going to spritz it, and we'll do that in a bit. I just ordered the 4K restored and remastered film Lawrence of Arabia now. I've never watched the film before, but with all the rave reviews, I decided to buy it. The film is on 2 discs now. Okay, so Lawrence of Arabia. It's David Lean, one of the greatest directors in the history of the world. To film historians, to cultured conoscenti of film, etc., etc. Lawrence of Arabia is a very long film. It is well worth watching. It's I love it. It's a great film, and it is absolutely stunningly shot. It's one of those movies that David Lean was very famous. He's always got a train in some scene. Oddly enough, my favorite film is called Summertime by David Lean, and not my favorite film, but my favorite David Lean film is called Summertime with Katharine Hepburn and Rossano Brazzi, and who else is in that? The guy from Kolchak, Darren McGavin. And it's about a nerdy school marm who, in the 50s, I think it's 1950, she goes on a trip to Venice, and she falls in love with this guy who's married, and he has a glass shop, and she just feels like he's an Italian and he's getting over on her and all that stuff. But it's a good movie, and it's not the big David Lean. There is a train, but it's not the big CinemaScope thing that people equate with David Lean. I mean, if you look at the list of David Lean movies, I can pop this up on the screen. David Lean films. He can be very boring at times. He made one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I never got through Dr. Zhivago. But what are you going to do? David Lean, for all you cinema files out there. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. There it is. David Lean. Here you go. In Which We Serve, I've never seen. This Happy Breed, I've never seen. Blithe Spirit, I've seen. Brief Encounter, I've seen. Great Expectations, I've seen. Oliver Twist, The Passion Friends, Madeline, The Sound Barrier, Hobson's Choice, Summertime is 55, I beg your pardon. Bridge on the River Kwai, wow. Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago, Ryan's Daughter. I believe Ryan's Daughter was the last film. What year is that? 1970. My mother, no, I know she went to see Murder by Death, but my mother claims that the last movie she saw in the theater was Ryan's Daughter. And she says, I haven't seen a movie since Ryan's Daughter. Lost and Found, the story of a cook's anchor. Don't know that. And of course, A Passage to India. Very, very famous films, most of them. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, it's you might have to watch it like Lord of the Rings. I had to watch it over I started it 4 times, but I did finish it in one go. But I think Dr. Zhivago, I have watched it. There is an intermission on the disc because I do have it on Blu-ray. I have it on Blu-ray. And after the first act. Now, do you guys remember the Anthony Minghella film, The English Patient? Now, I hadn't seen that for the longest time. People had said it was really long and boring, but it won a quadrillion Oscars. And then I watched it, and I absolutely loved it. And not just because they filmed part of it in the Debat on the Lido in Venice, a place that still will always be my favorite hotel I've ever stayed in. It's closed, and it's going to reopen. I've talked about that until I'm blue in the face. But anyway, yeah, movies are crazy. I think his first film, Duel, was really underrated. Well, Duel. Now, I don't know how it worked for all of you not in these United States, but when I was a little kid, CBS used to have this late show. And I remember if I ever was up really late or, everybody went to sleep and I turned on the TV quietly, that movie was on a lot, Duel. And I remember it was with Dennis Weaver, who's famous for, what was the name of his show? Where he was a detective, McCloud. And I remember being terrified by it. It's about a guy who's got like a Dodge Dart, I think it was. And he's being pursued by this big oil truck, and it's trying to kill him. And it was made for television. It wasn't a cinematic film. It was made for TV. Spielberg had directed a couple of like Actors Playhouse things, and I think maybe 1 or 2 Hitchcockian kind of sort of mysteries. I know that he directed Joan Crawford late in her career, and then he made Duel, and then he made The Sugarland Express. Yeah, now I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to see it. Jojo loves AI. It's just, that movie speaks to me on so many levels. I cannot even begin to, the cast, it's relatively, other than Jude Law and Robin Williams as the Blue Genie, it's basically a cast of people that you might not know. Let me see. I'm looking up something in particular. So I can get to the point of this. Does it say it? I'm looking for there's a card that comes with the robots when you buy one of the child robots that the mother has, if she wants to bond with the child, she has to read it to him, and then it's an unbreakable bond, and that's kind of what happens in that movie. I remember every time she recites that, I just lose it completely. Andy has never seen E.T. Well, listen, I'm the guy that's not seen a lot of movies. I've certainly seen that. Like I said, I think I've never seen all of Ready Player One because I was bored. It's just not my kind of movie. I tried because I love Steven. And I've seen them all. I even like The Terminal, which is terminally underrated. It's a very, very cute. It's a ridiculous premise, but it doesn't seem like the type of movie he would make, you know. Toast just said, "I hear there's no payoff. It's just a build up with Blue Balls ending. I'll wait till it's on TV." Well, we'll see. I don't know. I have no idea. Good evening, Dirk. Happy Basher Saturday Night Fever. That's right, Brad. It's great to have you. March saw Disclosure Day. I watched Disclosure Day. It's a good film, worth the viewing. You could give us a little bit of your review on that, you know. Hey, John Anderson. Great to have you live on the show. Hey, Dirk. So many great movies. My favorite is, it's an all-time classic. I was talking about that the other day, or last week, I think it was, because I was in a little text thread with Oisín and Emmett. And Oisín didn't know that Tom Selleck had been cast in that as Indiana Jones and couldn't do it because his CBS television wouldn't let him out of his contract to make the film, which is so petty. Why wouldn't you want? And they actually pushed up the production of Magnum PI so he couldn't do it. They didn't want him to do it. Is that not the dumbest business sense ever? So you've got this relatively unknown guy who did toothpaste commercials and was in a movie with Mae West, no bankability whatsoever. And he's chosen to be the lead in a Steven Spielberg, George Lucas production. Why wouldn't you say, we'll hold back production so you can go make that movie so that you become the biggest star? So when you do your show, it's an instant hit. It just seems so counterproductive to me, doesn't it? Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's certainly the best of, they're all good. They're all good. I liked the Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade. I liked them all. I liked that last one. And I was shocked to find out it was shot digitally because it looked so filmic. It was so beautifully shot, which goes to show you, this old fart, that it looks to me like digital is finally figuring out a way to not look like digital, and movies are looking good again. Because I was able to spot them right away, and now you can't because the technology's matched up. You know, they've got all those great Arri Alexas and all those great cameras. As they all look like the red cameras and all that stuff. It's just, now it's looking great. So, yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, it's great. Dirk, I'm making a drink consisting of freshly squeezed oranges with Prosecco on ice and a plastic straw. Brad, that sounds absolutely divine. Patrick said he'll be on in an hour. Okay, that would be great. I'd love that. Finishing up feeding the kids right now, cooking on the grill. Nice. I love that. I think you'll love him. He's just one of the most special people ever. So you couldn't ask for a sweeter guy. You really couldn't. You certainly couldn't. Sounds good. Passage to India. Hey, Rust, Q2I. Great name. Passage to India was magnificent and great expectations. David Lean, listen, in the history, in the annals of filmmakers, there's obviously so many movies, so many directors, but who are considered the greats, the absolute all-time greatest? John Huston, William Wyler, Billy Wilder, David Lean. I can't stand John Cassavetes' movies. He was groundbreaking because he would just set up a scene and let them all ad lib, and it was real. Those movies make me uncomfortable. I don't like any of the people in them. What's the most famous one? Jenna Rollins is in a lot of them. Not a fan of those films. Not a fan of that period of cinema at all. But Spielberg certainly is on the list of great directors. I mean, today we have Christopher Nolan and Wes Anderson and P.T. Anderson, and those are the big guys. But then there's tons of people like the Michael Manns of the world that make and produce films that are very, very viable, very successful. But back then, the studio, you had King Vidor and Fleming, 3 directors to make The Wizard of Oz. I always forget the name of the first guy, and I feel so bad. Hold on. All the directors who worked on Oz. Yes. Victor Fleming got the credit. Richard Thorpe. That's the name I always forget. Richard Thorpe was the original director, and he was fired after 11 days of filming due to producer Mervyn LeRoy, who produced that, his displeasure with the rushes. Then King Vidor stepped in to finish the remaining scenes, including the sepia-tone Kansas sequences and Judy Garland's rendition of Over the Rainbow. He took 0 on-screen credit. George Cukor, the incredible George Cukor, served as an interim director for a brief period. While he didn't shoot any final scenes, he made major creative contributions, such as removing Judy Garland's blonde wig and changing her makeup to natural farm girl. He also chose her gingham dress. Norman Taurog briefly attached to direct the earliest test, but he didn't take part in any of the production. And then finally, Victor Fleming, who had just finished. He was about to do Gone with the Wind. He took over principal photography and directed the vast majority of the movie, but he left at the very end to take over Gone with the Wind. Who, I believe, the original director of that, I think, might have been Cukor. Original director of Gone with the Wind. I think it was Cukor. George Cukor. Yep. Isn't that unbelievable that those two guys flip-flopped on both of those films? George Cukor also, I think that MGM had a little bit of problem because he was, a little light in the loafers, as were so many people back then. But no, everybody looked the other way. Cary Grant, anybody? Ray Race here. I'm here. It's about time. You like the movie Ryan's Daughter? I've never seen it, as far as I know. Is Robert Mitchum in that? Ryan's Daughter. Maybe I have. Oh my God, Robin's Daughter film. Yeah, I knew that. Sarah Miles, Robert Mitchum, Christopher Jones, John Mills, Trevor Howard. Wow. Yeah, that's a movie I'll put on my hit parade. I have not seen it either. I don't think so. Maybe if I watch. You ever think you've never seen a film and then you turn it on and go, oh shit, I've seen this. I've definitely seen this. That's happened to me a couple times. Melly C wants to know, have I heard of an Aussie singer named Vanessa Amorosi? I took Andy M to a Kiss gig many years ago. She was support. I didn't think much of her before that gig, but oh my God, she was fantastic. Don't know her. How cool is that? What year was that? I always Kiss are famous for being very, very good to their openers because they had such a terrible time opening up for other people. Obviously, they're showing up with makeup and platform shoes and lights and bombs and stuff. They're gonna, even if they suck, they're gonna blow the headliners away, especially in the 70s when everybody was high on drugs and they weren't. Well, half of them weren't. But they procure very carefully who they want to open up for them because they get a lot of stick for loving money and things like that. However, all the bands that have ever opened up for them, everybody opened for them at some point. And from Cheap Trick to Rush to Iron Maiden to Judas Priest, you name it. They all have said that they were the greatest band to open for because they gave us full lights, full stage, enough time to hang ourselves. And isn't that nice? Because it's so very rare. Aerosmith are notorious for treating their openers with incredible disdain. Steven Tyler was famous for pulling out the plug on their power if he thought that they were going over too well. Not great, right? Not great. I don't know her, but I'll look her up. Lord of the Rings, that has some gay queen in San Francisco. That's some gay queen in Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I don't think there's anything that gay about Lord of the Rings. It's more like, what is that word I just learned last year? Incel. I think it's more of an incel kind of thing. It's just nerdy Dungeons and Dragons. It's 14-year-old boy stuff. Have you seen The Painted Veil? Similar ballpark, watched it years ago, and it's still, yes, I have. Absolutely incredible. Of course, you remember Duel Jojo. Duel was on TV all the time on the either the $1 Million Movie. Remember the million? Of course, you remember the $1 Million Movie. It was on all the time, and it was terrifying. It's basically a road movie. It's a guy in it. I believe it was a Dodge Dart. And he goes to a filling station, and there's a truck there. And then as he's leaving, it starts coming after him, and he doesn't know why. It's a great, 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 great movie. Great, great movie. William Hurt. Do you know, I'll tell you what I love William Hurt. I love everything about him, and he was brilliant. And he was taken very young. I watch a YouTube channel of a woman who is an actor, not a successful actor, but her channel is all about, let me go find her. So, because I can't remember the name of the YouTube. Shit. I subscribed to her, so I should be able to find it really quick. Let me find it on let me find it on the YouTubes. Ellen. Here is my subscriptions. Jill Dalton is her name. Let me go to Jill Dalton. I'll show you her. She tells a very terrible story about William Hurt. Apparently, he was a very, very, very difficult person to work with. Directors have said so. Other actors have said so. And she was cast opposite him in a supporting role. And he liked her. So he said, would you work with me? So she became like his secretary for years. And while she was still, it never provided her with any acting opportunities because he was so wrapped up. Apparently, he was some kind of narcissist. And but she didn't think he was a sociopathic one. She thought he was a narcissist because in the end, he really didn't feel that he was worthy or very good, which is another way people can seem a little full of themselves, self-promoting. And there's two kinds. There's the kind that are sociopaths that just think you're wrong about everything and create these scenarios to make you think you're wrong. They gaslight the shit out of everybody. Does that sound like anybody familiar? And then there's the ones that seem narcissistic, but really what they're dealing with is an incredible amount of lack of belief in themselves. You know, they don't respect themselves, and they might work a little bit harder too. So, but anyway, I love William Hurt. I think he's been great. William Hurt as the toy maker in AI was just devastating stuff. Panel Power has never seen E.T. either. Either, potato. Really, Panel Power. So I think he went back in there and that's the movie he took the guns out of, right? When the guys will show up to their house and he puts flashlights in their hand. I mean, he regrets doing that. I mean, this is just right up Tobster and those folks' favorite kind of topic. How we go back in and censor ourselves, which is nonsense. It's been committed to film. I'll give you that. I agree with that. It's like George Lucas going in and, you know, changing, you know, who shot first and just changing things altogether. I'm not a big fan of that in any way, shape, or form. I've never been a fan of that. So yeah, The Terminal. I love The Terminal. I've seen it many times. Catherine Zeta-Jones. I mean, she have an Oscar? Did she get it for she did, right? She got it for Chicago, right? I think she did. Beautiful. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, she's so gorgeous. He also starred in a few episodes of The Rockford Files. You talk about Dennis Weaver. So this is going to date me and it's going to alienate some people, but there was, maybe it was NBC, maybe I have the network completely wrong, but it was a serial hour, detective hour, that they had several different shows. Like it would be like the Friday Night Murder Mysteries or Mysteries, and it was McMillan and Wife, which was Susan St. James and Rock Hudson, the Snoop Sisters, which was Helen Hayes, McLeod, Columbo, and the Rockford Files. And if they did well, they turned into series of their own. Now the Snoop Sisters didn't make it. I think the Night Stalker was part of that also. That's Darren McGavin. That was in Summertime. I think so. But the Snoop Sisters, I think McMillan and Wife became its own series. McLeod. I don't usually talk with my hands. You ever see those people who do their live shows and go, and anyway, the thing is, what we're doing and the way we're talking, and we're doing this. There's a guy that does the album review show. He's like, and in 1974, Katie Lee and Alex Lifeson met a person named Neil Peart, and Neil Peart did this. And people talk, I'm not a gesticulator in general. His character was very, he was kind of a ranger, I guess, Kyle, because he was a cop and he rode a horse, and he had a big handlebar mustache. You know, like the guys that grow their mustaches down to here so it covers their entire top lip, like Freddie Mercury style. Yeah, I can't do that because it winds up in your mouth and it's horrible. I tried it once. You got to let it grow until it's long, and then you just take a scissor and cut it so it's really straight, and then you get the big full brush mustache. Yeah, it's a wee bit too gay. No thanks. Tom Selleck was also in the film Tor. I didn't know that. Is that right? He was famously in Myra Breckenridge, which is Mae West's very late in her career. Kind of, she was hoping it was her comeback movie. I think she was like 4'9". She had like 12-inch heels on, and there's a very funny scene. I don't even know. Raquel Welch is in that movie too. What was that? It's amazing that she allowed her in that movie, considering, because she was, now Mae West was a person who was not a sociopathic narcissist. She was one of those people that was always worried, like Madonna. She's, resents people are younger and more beautiful than she. So there's a scene in Myra Breckenridge where Mae West is auditioning leading men, and there's like 10 of them in there, or 12 of them in there. And Tom Selleck is at the list, and she invites him into her boudoir. And after he leaves, she goes, I'm getting pretty tired. She says to her assistant, she goes, I'm getting pretty tired. Why don't you send one of them home? And there's 10 guys there. I mean, she was Mae West was one of the funniest people. She wrote her own dialogue. She got arrested. She did some amazing stuff in her career. Absolutely incredible. Have you ever stopped watching a film because it was too scary to go on? I've never been scared by a movie. Never. I've never watched. I mean, tense, yes, but scared, no. What scares Dirk? I have turned off movies when I sense imminent danger for an animal. I mean, I could watch 50 people get their heads blown off, and I don't care, because I'm able to swallow the suspended disbelief. But I think whenever they hurt an animal or kill an animal in a movie, like, you don't kill the dog, John Wick. You know what I mean? Just don't do that. I can't watch the rest of it because it's ruined me. I don't want to watch this because the producers, I knew what they were doing. They did it on purpose for people like me. Well, actually, not people like me, because I'm not going to watch the rest of your movie, but to try to pull on people's heartstrings and get you so mad at whoever did that. Um, you know, I mean, I like to see people get their rewards. Like, I just finished the season finale of Hacks, which is a really great Gene Smart. The last season wasn't great. But there was this guy the guy from Ghost, Tony Goldwyn, plays this big network executive who fucks her badly, literally and figuratively. And she doesn't get a revenge on this guy when she had the opportunity to do so. She took the high road. And I was like, I don't want the high road. I'm not looking for the high road. Jojo coming in with $9.99 for all those great 70s crime shows. Oh, thank you, Jojo. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. So appreciated, because, it's been light lately. It's been light lately. Let's give Jojo what he deserves. He always gets this one because thank you, Jojo, so very much. It was purely business decision with Selleck. If he became a big star, CBS would have to pay him more but he had already signed his contract, Joe. Like, he had already signed on the dotted line. So they already owned him. So they would have had to renegotiate it later for sure. But imagine if this big film, or even better, they would probably have the first season wrapped by the time a movie like that comes out. So they would have an entire season of him on the cheap, and then they would have to renegotiate. Tom Selleck just got his show Blue Bloods canceled, and it was top 5 show in America. Top 5. That's really, really, really. That's a big one. Listening to the Jersey Boy, Mark Medina, listening to the Jersey Boys podcast with Dirk Kennedy. It's great. That's so funny. Listen, I've done a lot of those things. I remember that one very, very well, because the guys on there are amazing. They're real Jersey guys who talk like this, and they ask really interesting questions. And, who the fuck am I? They tend to interview people with varying levels of notoriety and success. Like people who, like, I always call myself an almost was. I'm not an has been or a never was. I'm an almost was, because it got so close to it so many times. And I just found those guys to be so fun and hilarious. I'll show you where it is. The Jersey Boys YouTube. Let me go to YouTube, the Jersey Boys. Thank you for watching that. It's funny that you found that. The Jersey Boys. Isn't that what it's called? Jersey. Oh shit! No, the Jersey Boys Rock Podcast. That's what it's called, right? I don't even know what it's called. The Jersey Guys. The Jersey Guys Podcast. And they don't get a lot of views. They don't get a lot of views. But thank you for mentioning that. It was really fun to do, and we went really over, because you know me, I don't ever shut up. I have a lot of stories to tell, videos. This is they changed their logo since I did it like 2 years ago. So who do they got in there? Frank Vestry. He sang with everybody. I never sang with anybody. I sang with one band. I don't know who any of these people are, but they're all like guys like me, very +5, -5. Bob Daisley's a very famous guy. He was in Ozzy Osbourne's band. Graham Bonnet, they got him. He was in Rainbow and Michael Schenker Group. David Rosenthal in Rainbow. He plays with Billy Joel. Bert Heerink. He's from Vandenberg. I was a band that asked me to join them. When I first joined Hitman, I got a phone call from their manager, and I said no. I always said no. I was happy where I was. Smartly or stupidly. I don't know who the rest of these guys are. Oh, they changed all the logos around. I don't know. See, I don't know who half these people are. Tony Moore. Okay, he's famous. Sort of. Everybody here is sort of. Oh, here's what it looked like when I did it. Danny Vaughan is a guy. I don't know Danny Vaughan. I played with his band Taiketo a couple times. There was a guy in his band named Jimmy Kennedy. and we were friendly for a while. We used to play at the same club. Look at this. Okay. All right. These are better views. How many views did Danny Vaughan get? Oh, Danny Vaughan got 47. Okay. Mark Bowles, great singer from Yngwie Malmsteen. I don't know. How long ago? 4 years ago. No, I didn't do it that long ago. Did I? Shit. God, I remember doing that thing. No, it was. Where is mine? Why not? Did they take me off? You're watching it, so it's got to be there. Oh, there it is, right here.
So I said
There's no video. This is an interview. It's like 2 hours long. Anyway, if you're bored, you want to watch something, the Jersey Guys. It was fun. If you have any interest whatsoever in what I've ever done, you might not. It's interesting or not interesting. I have a lot of near misses, and that's probably the most fun of all. You know, everybody any musician that gets into a band that is on a trajectory but never quite, gets to see Valhalla, will generally have some really good stories about who they met on the way up and on the way down, or as I like to say, on the flat line. And I do, and I tell them all to you because it's fun, John Anderson says, 1970, I was 7 years old. My dad dropped my sister and I off at the theater, and I saw my very first movie, Ben-Hur, in the theater. Wow. In my top 10. It's an incredible movie. Intense movie for a kid. It stayed with me all these years. And one of the big epics of all time, Ben-Hur. Now, who directed Ben-Hur? Ben-Hur. I should know this off the top of my head. Ben-Hur. It's going to be like somebody gigantic. Ben-Hur. God, who directed it? William Wyler, somebody who I mentioned earlier. One of the greats. All the actresses from the 40s and 50s all say he was their favorite director because he was a great woman's director, which was a thing then, Brad says, Howard Hawks, Alfred Hitchcock, of course, two of your favorites. As for music, Max Steiner, Alex North. I think, in my humblest of opinions, that Bernard Herrmann is the greatest film composer ever. There's a lot of great ones out there, but Max Steiner's certainly up there. But Bernard Herrmann is pretty great. Let me see something. No, I'm not talking about the musical. God, no. Film. Not the movie. Stop it, you dumb. That's what I want. Right, Franz Waxman. I always forget Franz Waxman, one of the greats. Yeah, but those are definitely the big guys. But music, like every art, is subjective. I mean, there's a lot of terrible ones out there too. Like my big problem with the Bond franchise is that they had the perfect guy, David Arnold, who was trained by John Barry. And John Barry is the sound of James Bond. And then Kate Winslet's ex-husband, I can never remember his name. Sam Mendes. He brought in Thomas Newman, and then it sounded just like everything that guy does. Thomas Newman to me sounds like this. I need more. It all sounds like some kind of hits or times. All his shit does that. It's like some kind of polyrhythms and whatever. And he's related to a very, very long Alfred Newman, Randy Newman. They're all related in some way. I think Alfred Newman is his father. Randy Newman, I believe, is their cousin. I think. I could be wrong. I remember my sister and I as kids watching The Wizard of Oz on TV. We were hiding under a blanket because the Wicked Witch scared the crap out of us. Okay, so to go back to what Melly C said earlier, when you're a kid, you get scared by things because you're a kid. you're afraid of the dark or the boogeyman, or I used to scare the living shit out of my nieces and nephews by a character I invented named Mrs. Beamish, and I even had her. I actually think I still have her fake phone number in my phone because um, they were too old for that. They're in their 40s now. But when they had kids, I brought Mrs. Beamish back. I should have written the screenplay for Mrs. Beamish. I had this whole story about an island, and where that's where all the kids wind up, and I mean, maybe I should just get Chat GPT and me together to write the Chronicles of Mrs. Beamish, because that's what you do. You call Mrs. Beamish, or you summon Mrs. Beamish when you have unruly children, and they get taken away and brought to Mrs. Beamish's island, which is, of course, has to have a castle and all kinds of creepy animals. Kids get spooked, but that's part of the thing. Also, kids love to get spooked. Generally, it's part of the thing. It's like teasing your puppy, hoo, and they get crazy, that they love that stuff. But as I got older, I mean, horror movies, I just sit there and go like this. And gory movies, I don't care about gory films. We get desensitized to these things after a while, and that's a problem. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on TCM, they're playing The Apartment, one of the greatest films of all time. Billy Wilder once again, Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine. Absolutely, if you've not seen The Apartment, now here's some fun trivia about The Apartment. That was Matthew Weiner, who created Madman's favorite film of all time. It is many people's favorite films. And the office shot. It's all about this guy who works in an office, and he's got an apartment, and guys use him, and they want to meet girls, and they go, "Hey, is your apartment free tonight?" And they all use that. And his boss does it. Famously played Against Type by Fred McMurray. Fred McMurray was the dad on My Three Sons. He was in Double Indemnity. Oh, meow, see kids, meow, can't see me now, meow. He was one of those kind of film noir actors, but he was generally a good guy. So he plays a very, very bad guy in that movie. But that film set was what Matthew Weiner decided to inspire the early Madman Sterling Cooper set. And the way they did it was forced perspective. It was the actual walls went all the way down, and the desks, everything got smaller to give you the idea of this incredible scope, but it wasn't true at all. It was not a big room. The set was actually almost, by the time it gets to the back of the room, it's all miniatures. Fantastic stuff, Brad. Fantastic stuff. Oh, Gallery, 100 AED. Thank you so much. Dirk, you're missing World Cup game near you, I see. There are still tickets left for your final, July 19th. It's only $8,800 for a pair. It's a steal. Gallery. So, you know me. I don't care. And here's the other thing that I've told you guys this. I am never, ever going to go to a stadium for any reason ever again. And the reason why is because it takes 50 years to get to the stadium, and even worse time to get out of the stadium. It's horrible. I saw Paul McCartney at Met Stadium, at the MetLife Stadium, and it took me 4 or 5 hours to get home. It was just so brutal. My sister, who lives in New Jersey, was driving from Jersey to Long Island to go to a big family do, which I couldn't make today. And she got stuck outside of, it's in a place called the Meadowlands, which there used to be a big arena. I think it's still there. It was called the Brendan Byrne Arena, then the Izod Arena. I don't know what it's called now, but I saw a million shows there when I was a kid. Saw Van Halen and Kiss, and I saw everybody there. Rush. She got stuck in traffic for 3 hours because of that whole World Cup shenanigans going on. And it's odd to me because America we don't have football, soccer as a big sport, but I will tell you that everybody here does love it. I think it's exciting. If it was here, I would probably trade all of the sports for that because it is really fun to watch. It's exciting. It looks really harder than most sports do. I mean, I like rugby and all that stuff too. I think it's very cool. Real men play rugby. But I will never go to another stadium. I just don't see why I would going to a concert at stadiums suck. They're too big. They're too cavernous. The sight lines are terrible. Like baseball games, I used to go because we had always got great seats. Hate it. But thank you so much, Gabri. 100 AED. Wow, shebang. Thank you so much, Gabri. Oh, the Professor 1999 super sticker. Professor, what's going on with you? Well, where have you been? I want more pictures of your cat. I want more cat pictures. I want more. I've been going through this thing where, because it's so hot, and I'm not the sweatiest guy on the block, but as I get older, I find that I am. I just feel like I touch my glasses way too much and they get way too friggin' dirty. There, I can see now. And I don't wear glasses on the street because I don't need them. It's for reading. They're reading glasses. Super sticker. Yeah. Thank you so much. Pictures of your cat. We would love it, man. We need more. We need more of you. I know you've been away for a while. Look at this. I need a trim. I have a tissue stuck in here. That's going into my beard, looking weird. I look like a hobo on a freight train. I need one of those sticks with a big bandana. The other day, these AI commercials are so out of control and it's always this guy that talks like this. Remember the time when you rode the rails and you had the stick with the bandana? They can't even pronounce words correctly. And that doesn't anybody check the company that hired you? Now it's these manly zip up winter sportsman coats, these jackets. I forget what it's even called because I don't care. Because if I was going to be a sportsman, I'd wear Barber because that shit's great, gorgeous, waxed. I love those waxed Barber jackets. Oh man, they're beautiful, especially if they have the corduroy collars. Beautiful. But anyway, I forget what these things are called. And it's always he's like guys like got a 6-pack and he zips up because he does. Of course, you don't need to wear a shirt underneath this jacket. And he zips up the thing and they're talking about something. And he said like 3 words that were pronounced incorrectly. I don't understand why these companies who hire whomever's making their AI commercials don't you have an editor? Books have editors. Music has producers. Films have editors, producers, and everybody and censors. Why in the world don't they have that for these commercials? Because they just are so stupid. Absolutely crazy. What am I giving you for this, baby doll? Let's go with let's go Zen, shall we? Uh-oh, it's not going. The Professor and Marianne here on Gilligan's Island. Hey, Valve, coming in with 777. That's who was the tallest rock star singer? No Googling. Oh, shit. I love questions. Dirk loves trivia more than anything in the world. If you want to hit me up, looks like I'm all by myself tonight. So if you want to just hit me up crazy trivia, I love it. In a super chat, even better. Who was the tallest rock star singer? I'm not Googling. My hands are right here. Okay, so who's very tall? First of all, most rock stars are not tall. Most rock stars are not overly developed muscle-wise because it doesn't look good. Guys with big muscles look like douches when they play guitar. It's just not the look. I would say I have to guess who the tallest one is. I would say a good contender would be Joey Ramone. He was very tall and skinny. I just think Tony Hadley is very, very tall. He might not be, but so who was the tallest rock star singer? Shit. Not Googling. And I'm not looking either. I actually don't even have that screen up, so if you guys are guessing, I wouldn't know. Who's really Edgar Winter, is he tall? I think so. Todd Rundgren is tall. But I think Joey Ramone was 6'3" or 6'4". I can't think of very many other rock stars that you know who it is? That guy I can't stand, Hozier. He's got to be the tallest, right? I just think he looks like Tiny Tim, and I don't like his music. Take me to church. My sister loves him. And I'm like, oh, I don't like him at all. So my guess is modern day Hozier, because he's like 6'6", 6'7". But I'm going to say, and I don't know what the answer is, I'm going to say from yesteryear, Rick Ocasek was very tall too, wasn't he? Wasn't he tall, Rick Ocasek from the Cars? So my guess is Joey Ramone. Let's give you a big bang boom, and then we'll find out who it was. Let's give you Carl. Very interesting. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what you guys said. Hint, minimalism. Okay. Oh, I got it. Oh, did I get it? Was it Joey Ramone? Oh, shit. Snap. Oh, that's cool. No, Ozzy's like 5'10". I met him. Oh, that's great. Hey, I win. More questions. I love that. I love trivia questions. It's like one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Stump the Dirk. Stump the Dirk. Come on, everybody. Stump the Dirk. I love it. We're just having a conversation here. It's your show. I just host it. Yeah, Rick Ocasek of the Cars. Yeah. He was tall and ugly. Wow, what an ugly guy. And he married one of the most beautiful women in the history of beautiful women, Paulina Poroskova, who made a movie with Tom Selleck, and she was terrible in it. I don't even remember the name of that movie. Anybody remember the name of that movie she was in with Tom Selleck? It was around the 3 men and a baby thing. Yeah. He was chic. Yeah. I mean, I love the Cars. Oh my God. And he wrote all those songs. I don't know if he wrote Drive though. Who's gonna take you home tonight? Those records, by the way. I was on a Cars kick a couple of weeks back, and I was bananas for it. It was absolutely crazy. I was loving those records. Yeah. So let's see. Where was I? Where did I leave off? I'm gonna take a minute. I'll put on some music. I'm gonna go grab the wine because it's already an hour and 15 minutes. Let me do that right now. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go procure the wine so we can get a little loosey goosey. Okay. So here. Yeah. Give me some. I'll put some music on. Because you said, who is it that said that? I'll give you what do I got? I need to come up with that music. Acoustic, let's do can I repeat this? Logo selected. Loop the selected track. Okay, great. I'll be right back. Ready? I'm gonna give you Eminem Madness because everybody loves it. I'll be right back.
Madness, Morgan Mindy Madness, Eminem Madness, Morgan Mindy
The music didn't loop? Ooh. I thought it was going to loop. I put it on loop. Okay, we're back. And here's what I'm drinking. Remember this from last year, guys? This is the Gruner Veltliner. And this is, I taught me to like Riesling. Very, very dry Riesling. That's the bottle. It is really, really, really wonderful. It's really good. And I just put it on ice with a lot of seltzer. But here it is. Cheers, Bashers. Thanks, everybody, for coming on in on Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. SATURDAY. Ooh, I'm going to do that. Am I going to get in trouble if I do that? I'll have to change it up a little bit. Oh, I should do that. If we do for the next time I do a Saturday bash, how fun would that be? Oh, I just saw Nick Sisto's name go by. Miss you, Nick Sisto. Oh, man. That is delicious of the highest order. Deliciousness. Yeah, he did. Didn't he? I think we yeah, he did. Oh, well delivered and worn. Big thanks, big fella. Yeah, we already went through this, Ray. What are you drinking, Ray? What's going on there? Gabri, halftime, half the cost. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he was approaching the door. I have cameras everywhere. I so happy. Fit PK. Fred McMurray is equally good playing heroes and heels. True. You want to hear a great story about Fred McMurray? Other than apparently gigantic Frankenstucker. Bought up, came to Hollywood when it was nothing, made a little bit of money, and bought all the land. And then he leased the land to studios, apparently like MGM and Paramount. Took them years to get the property. Apparently, he bought condos, built condos and tract homes and neighborhoods. He owned half of Bel Air and Beverly. He was one of the richest guys in Hollywood. Fred McMurray. Unbelievable, right? And crazy rich because he saw it happening before anybody else did. And I'm talking about Max Sennett. Like in those days, Chaplin, the original, before United Artists and all that stuff, all crazy. The Apartment, how to use a tennis racket to strain pasta. What was her name? Mrs. She had a Polishy name, right? What was her character in The Apartment? She's so adorable, Shirley MacLaine. The Apartments. Mrs. What was her name? I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh, Kubelik. Yeah. Kubelik, right. Kubelik. Great movie. Soccer is pretty gay, but the only reason they are doing the World Cup here is because Orange Man is friends with the FIFA guy, and he made the deal to bring it to the USA. Yeah, what a pointless exercise, it's just, wow. More winning, but yeah, whatever. We'll see. I won't be going. Yeah, the Orange guy came to Madison Square Garden to see the Knicks play, but it was more just narcissism because he got the shit booed out of him. And don't say that he didn't, because I know people who were there and they were like, it was full on booing. The right-wing media loves to say, oh no, they weren't booing, it was cheering, because they have to do that, which is pathetic. But I know like 10, 15 people they were like, oh damn. And like he doesn't care. If you saw my summer to-do list, you'd get it. New roof coming on my house Tuesday. Oh yeah. He's getting a roof. Good for you. $43,767. That's a lot. When I used to have that crib out on the end of Long Island, we co-owned a house on the North Fork of Long Island many 20 years ago. We had it for about 10 years. It was a lovely thing, but it was a family thing, and it got we put a roof on that house, and it was a 3-bedroom house, small New York, like Long Island. It was like on the North Shore. And that was 20 some odd years ago. It was the gold seal, the AMF gold seal, or GAF gold seal, which like 120 mile an hour wind guarantee. And I believe that was 10 or 12,000 then. So how big is that house? You got him. The professor's got a mansion, obviously. Gabri says Ozzy. Oh, you're guessing. No, Ozzy wasn't that tall. Tony's the tall one. In Sabbath, Tony Iommi. I met him too. He's 6'2". He was a big man. He's still a big man, but he's shrunk. He's almost 80, That's crazy. I'm so glad that I got that. Amazing. I'll jump on to co-host Big Fella. A no-show. I'm drunk enough. No, we didn't have any plans of any kind. I called him yesterday and I said, listen, I can't do the show. And he said, it's fine. He'll work on videos, which was good. And because, he's working hard on his content. And I said, I'll try to do one tomorrow if my internet works. Has there been any issues whatsoever, lag, sound, anything? Or has it just been as expected? I hope that's true. Yeah. Topster, only reason World Cup in USA, Mexico, Canada is because the owners Trump. Yeah, he did the deal on Epstein's Island. You never know. Kathleen, after asking, is Dirk okay? Why? You asked me, you gave me that 3:00 in the morning phone call that day, Ray. You're like, are you all right? I'm fine. I'm avoiding knee surgery because I don't want to do it. It hasn't been bothering me. I'm not in any pain at all. My mobility has increased. Apparently, the injury that I have, which is called a frontal lateral horn, is in the white zone. There's 2 zones. The red zone is like enough blood flow that your body will heal itself. The white zone is not enough blood supply. It can't heal itself. But I am thinking that the MRI might have been slightly incorrect because it actually, the last 2 weeks, it feels like it never happened. And I was in pain for 7 months. I mean, excruciating. I was popping Advils. I don't take painkillers. I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of drugs. I always have been. I was popping Advils and nothing. I don't feel it at all. Knock on wood. And I'm actually, I called my orthopedic surgeon and I told him, I said, listen, I know we were planning. I went and I did all the blood tests to get all the surgery. You have to get okayed for surgery. And I was okayed for surgery. I had to go in twice because they said my A1C was a little funny, but then I went back there. Everything was normal. Could have been that Doritos Mexican soda I had the night before. Anyway, I told him, listen, I want to play this by ear because it's not bothering me. Is there any chance in the world that it could be healing? He says, well, yes, because you might have more blood supply and everybody's knees a little bit different. He says, I wouldn't put it off too long. He says, in 2 or 3 months' time, if it doesn't feel like it's completely 100% back to normal, then we should probably schedule surgery. He says, but if you aren't in any kind of pain or don't have any mobility issues, he says, then why would you do surgery? Because I don't want people to do surgery. They recommend that you don't do surgery. I mean, I don't know. JoJo's probably working on gunshot wounds right now, but if anybody out there who might be a physician, the last thing a doctor wants to tell you to do is surgery. I was thinking to myself, I'm wearing the Milgauss, and I was thinking to myself, shit, I haven't put tape on here in a really long time. But guess what? There's tape on there now. I didn't realize that. I never took the tape off. Thank God. Yeah. Bob Hope was another. Well, he owned Palm Springs too. Bob Hope was one of those guys that this is what happens with old queens. We're up on all the gossip. Not that I'm insinuating you are. I'm talking about myself. But Bob Hope bought, these Neutra houses and some of these mid-century modern masterpieces that were done in Los Angeles and Palm Springs. Roddy McDowell owned a bunch of great houses, especially in Malibu. He had that famous one. And Bob Hope was very, very, very famous for buying in Palm Springs. I didn't know about the rest of LA, but cool. Hey, Caustic Neochemishik. Hey, folks, how about the David Hockney passing? Any fans? Yeah, it's funny. Paul's father asked about that the other day. And, talk about mid-century modern and minimalism and LA architecture and style. Yeah. David Hockney was a very, very commercially successful artist, which not a lot of artists can say in their lifetime. And it tends to be, wait a second. I just got something from Becky Brown. Gallery Stump the Dirk. Oh, she got some pictures for me. So, good for him. There's nothing noble about being a starving artist. And I forget who said that, but it was somebody great. I think Gene Simmons might have said it. Somebody said there is nothing noble about being a starving artist, which is a great quote. It's not noble. Because if you think about the greatest artists in the history of the world, the Michelangelos and the Da Vinci's and the Renoirs and everybody, you name them, they were all hired guns. They weren't painting for their pleasure in their art studio in Brooklyn. They weren't up in the Bronx with Marisol and her friends and she, oh my God, I started painting. Then Keith Richards and Paul Stanley and Jewel, and everybody's a painter now. No, and they're doing it for their art. And then people buy Paul Stanley's super fucking embarrassingly bad, shitty paintings because it's his name, They were all artists for hire. They were commissioned artists. And listen, I come from a musical background where I made music for my pleasure and hoped it would hit, and it didn't, for the most part. And I have done music for projects for hire. And I'm currently doing some of those now. Not getting paid for it, but hopefully I will. It's a spec thing, and I love the work because what's very interesting about art when you are being commissioned to do something, parameters get set. And I like deadlines. I've always liked deadlines because you got to get shit done, right? Otherwise, I'll never get it done. And I'll tell you about this. If you're a member of my Patreon page, that I do this work for this guy in Germany, and I foregoed my salary for this last project because I wanted him to spend the budget on strings because the song needed a string section. And I just thought, well, I won't be able to live with myself with the way it sounds now. It sounded fine, but with the string section, it's going to take it to the next level. This song, I think, is so good. I think it's one of the best things I ever worked on. I co-wrote it with the guy, and it was for hire. I love that. And I don't think that there's anything so wrong with that. And David Hockney, a lot of people in his obits and mentions were saying about, that he was, talking about the commerciality of his art. And I'm like, so what? So was Rembrandt. So was, all of those guys. The only guy who wasn't was Van Gogh, to cut his ear off and sent it to a girl. She said no. What part of no don't you get, Anyway, let me pull up this picture of Becky Brown sent. Stump the Dirk. Can we stump the Dirk? You might be able to. Let's see. So what do we got here? Gary Lewis and the Playboys. This diamond ring, a little Miss Go-Go. So I have one of my first singles, and I don't believe me, my studio is going to look a whole lot different elsewhere. I'm gonna get one of those console stereos, with the furniture with the turntable, and I want to get all my records together and alphabetized. I have Gary Lewis and the Playboys, and the song I have is Judy in Disguise. That's what they call lemonade pie. Mama. I don't know the words. Judy in Disguise with glasses. Come to me tonight. Come to me tonight. I love that. Yeah, this diamond ring. This diamond ring. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. And then we've got, what is this? Al Martino, of course. Oh, Mary in the Morning. Sure, I know that one. What's this? Flowers on the Wall by the Statler Brothers. I don't know that off the top of my head. Paul probably does because he knows. So the Statler Brothers. Don't know that one. You stumped me on that. Baby I Love You by Andy Kim. I actually might have this on That Steed record, but I thought mine was Red. Jeff Barry. Incredible song. I love that song. Baby I Love You. Yeah. It's Jeff Barry, Ellie Greenwich, and Phil Spector. Famous song. And then London. What a great label, huh? The Marmalade. Reflections of My Life. I don't know this. Campbell and McAleese. Orchestral accompaniment and arranging conducted by Keith Mansfield. You stumped me on that. 418. And what's this last one on MGM Records? Burning Bridges, the Mike Curb Congregation. Well, I know who Mike Curb is. Mike Curb is a very famous producer who's also a born-again Christian. And I know that because he produced Striper. In God we trust, trust, trust. I know that he did a lot of like maybe Amy Curry's got Curb Records. He did Amy Grant and probably a whole bunch of other modern bands like that. But Gary Lewis and the Playboys, yeah. Sure, I love that. Liberty on the Liberty record label. Wow, fantastic. Why does that look so shitty? Get out of there. Get out of here, you. Get out of here, you. Andrew says the comic book character Captain Marvel Shazam was drawn. What? Come on. Head blown. What? You're crazy. Let me look it up. Come to me tonight. Come to me tonight. Okay, so Fred McMurray. Okay, what is it? Shazam? Is that right? Come to me tonight. Patrick, I see you tried to get on here, but it says device not connected. I don't know what that means. You should be able to get on. I sent you the link. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We're to, ladies and gentlemen, my friend and yours. That's the incomparable Patrick Hicks. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to the show. You sound good.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on this rare Saturday night bash.
Is that your house or a green screen?
Yeah, I'm going to go back and play the grand there, and you'll know for sure.
You have a green? Why do you have a green screen?
Oh, it's because if I turn it off, let's see if I can turn it. You'll see what's really behind.
No,
me.
I don't care. No, don't take the beard off Santa Claus.
Wizard.
But do you have like a green wall or a blue wall or a green curtain? What do you have?
Now this is StreamYard offered this up, and I said this looks nice. Let's go with this.
But with what kind of background?
This.
Uh-oh. Bot's gone rogue, baby. We'll wait for you.
Okay.
You disappeared.
I'm just going to stop clicking stuff. This is so cool.
You've never been on iBashers yet.
No, I have not. I was on the original way back when we were just audio.
Yeah, when we were in the kitchen. Oisín's kitchen. Uh-oh. You got to work on that connection, lady. Hello, McFly. There he is. Do you have a dodgy intraweb?
No, it's usually pretty good. And it's you know what I could do? I could
hardwire that bitch.
Yeah, I could hardwire it.
Because not only is he handsome and gifted and talented and all those things, he's also a bigger tech nerd than any of me and my friends put together. Because he's an IT director. So
yes,
he knows how to do all of those shenanigans.
If this wireless keeps getting hokey, I'll go dig up an RJ45 cable and make this.
I have a drawer full of them.
Say, oh yes.
I had my cable got fixed today, and it was exactly what I said. I knew exactly what it was.
Fire on the pole.
Fire on the pole. It was, there was a fire, 3 houses away, massive. It was massive, 168 firefighters, and they had to change the box out. But they did change the box out almost immediately. But something happened. But he also changed my wires out because he said they were corroded from the snowstorms and all the rain. So he says, and he cleaned it up. And so far, it's been pretty good. And I am, by the way, also hardwired to self-destruct. I don't play games with Wi-Fi. I mean, I have Wi-Fi from my phone, iPads, Paul's laptop, but my enterprise is all hardwired.
It definitely needs to be wired.
Yeah,
Cat 6, I'm sure 6E.
Of course it is. Is there anybody else? Until they come out with Cat 22. Baby.
Yeah, well, I got Cat 15. Oh, I love it. Like I can't do any of those Kiss guys as well as you do, but I love it when you do it though.
It's an illness.
It's a great illness. I love it.
It's an illness. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were talking about ways to make money off of the RJ500. I said, I've copywritten that through Gene. Stop it. You can't do that to every product. Gene,
so what are you drinking there?
I am drinking a Grüne Veltliner, which is a absolutely incredibly delicious wine from Germany. And it's I got a Gabberi. You're correct. I called it a Riesling earlier, and it is incorrect. It is its own varietal, and it is very savory. Because when I first wanted to venture into, here's how it started. Hitman played in Germany, and everybody was drinking this incredible wine called Sylvaner. I had a gig coming up, so I could not drink until the show was over. So I don't drink alcohol before performances. I just don't. And everybody's drinking Sylvaner. Sylvaner is very, very hard to get here in these United States. So I went in there and said, and it's like in the Riesling-y kind of vicinity, but Riesling is generally considered sweet, even though there's plenty of drier Rieslings.
Light, sweet.
But my local guy recommended this Grüner Veltliner, and it is really, really great. It's super duper dry. This is a whole liter, and because I got Paul with me today, so and then I'm just spritzing it out. Some ice.
Nice.
What are you drinking?
Spread it out. I've got myself a Cabernet. This is a local, or not local, but it's a pretty common go-to. Oberon, nice
Oberon,
California. Yeah. Napa Valley.
What's the percentage on that?
This
15.
Is, a 13.7.
Oh, how Bordeaux of them! And he left again. You need to hardwire that shit, bitch. We need to get that going. Here he comes.
Let me get the hardwire. I'll be right back.
Get that hardwired to self-destruct. So for those of you who don't know who incomparable Patrick Hicks is, I'm gonna show you who he is. So this is my solo record from I don't know, we started it in 2004 or whatever the hell it was, but he is the executive producer on this record. That's how I met him. He was a patron at my bar, and he came in with a bunch of corporate-y guys, and, I didn't pay no mind. And then we started talking about music and, picking each other's brains and talking about the stuff we like. We had a lot in common, and then, well, there he goes. And then one day he came in for lunch and he said, your band's never going to get its shit back together again. Why don't you make a solo record? And I was like, I've recorded home, but it takes a lot more than the shitty stuff that I have. I was working on Windows. I had a SM58, decent live microphone. Anyway, he says, what's it going to take? And I said, well, I use Logic Pro, and they just got bought by Apple, and I'd have to switch to that. I said, it's going to cost me thousands of dollars. I can't do it. I need a great condenser mic. Patrick, This is from Patrick. It's the one thing that remains, because the other thing was my interface, which was a Motu that died 100 years ago. And so, we just talked about it, and he goes, well, maybe we could work towards that. The shit all showed up at my house the next day, like literally the next day, like a Mac mirror door computer, an interface, microphones, and like everything you would need to make a record by yourself. And I called him up and I said, are you fucking out of your mind? Why would you do this? And he says, it's called the patron of the arts. And the executive produced the record. And I did most of it myself with my great friend, Khaled Superstar, on guitar and bass. I played guitar, bass, I sang. We had Adrian Mordaunt from Mr. North play drums on most of the record. Colin Singer played bass on a song called The Story of My Life. And yeah, so that's what happened. Because, I was already friends with those guys. And that's who Patrick Hicks is. And there he is. He's back. Are you hardwired? I just gave them a little...
hardwired.
You're hardwired to self-destruct. Great. Yes, it is. So that's what I'm drinking. It's delicious. Kevin Land says, made the leap yesterday from the multiple wraps, bandage. Oh, he's giving us an update on his health. Very important. And foam pieces to Velcro straps. He had surgery. He had a lot of stuff happen to him, and he is doing very, very well with PT, etc., etc. You can wear no more Frankenstein shoes for you. So I just told everybody, I don't know if you're listening.
I heard that you're deciding to wait it out because you're no longer in pain.
I don't want to do it.
Well, nobody wants to.
I don't want to do it.
Nobody wants to do it.
I don't want to do it. I can't even imagine 6 to 8 weeks downtime. I don't know.
And I think yours was a little more serious when we chatted about, like, I went through something about a year ago, and it was just an MCL tear, and I couldn't even take stairs though, and the pain was pretty crazy. So I went through it, did the whole thing. I'd say 3 weeks was probably where the bulk of the immobility was, but after 3 weeks you start moving around again. I know your situation where you're at too with stairs and stuff. I
live in a 3-story walk up. Yeah. I walk up 3 flights of stairs every day, 50 times a day. I'm down at Rose's house. I don't know, 12, 15, 6, all day. I'm walking up and down the stairs, no problems at all. I have no issue, no pain, no nothing. And I'm wondering, like I said earlier, these MRIs tell you what the white zone is versus the red zone.
One's for unloading, the other one's for...
Correct. One is the communist and one is the dead person. We have the red zone is there's enough blood vessels there for the body to repair, and the white is there's just not enough. And I think maybe they got it wrong because, I don't know, wishful thinking, because I don't want to do it. I got Mimi RW up my kazoo 24 hours a day. What are you doing about the knee? And I'm like, I don't really want to do shit about it. And if I don't have to, I won't. But I'll tell you, the last time I had pain was the last time we were in Italy. What was that, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
And
so how about biking? Are you biking at all?
I'm afraid to do that.
Well, I think that's going to be the
shouldn't I wait though a little bit?
Yeah. I was just curious if when you say there's no pain,
I want to so badly.
If it was no pain, just steady state, or no pain even when I'm pretty active.
I mean, I haven't ran or done anything like that. I'm doing lots and lots and lots of walking and lots of stairs. But stairs, do I want to get on a bike? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do. I just think it's probably a little stupid of me to try that.
Yeah. You know what? I'd say, I'd say let's see. Now that you've decided, at least you're not going to, get aggressive with the treatment. Let's ride it out a little bit longer to see if the pain comes back. But yeah, I think if you did jump on a bike, you'd probably induce it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Probably.
Sean Pashar. Oh my God! Look at him. I haven't seen you on iBashes in so long, baby. Dirk, on my way to Pitti Uomo and meeting up with Oisín and the gang tomorrow. I wish I could too. I've got my Richard James here that I had tailored to fit me perfectly, and I wish I could join you. Hopefully next year. Cheers. When I'm living in Italy, yeah. that won't be a problem. And then you'll come and you'll stay at my crib, won't you? Won't you please stay at my crib in Italy? Sean Bashard, 1999. Have the best time. I could imagine you're going to be wearing bespoke everything, the best shoes. If you don't know who Patrick is my old friend. Sean Bashard is one of the most interesting men in the room. He's an incredibly cultured, sartorial fellow.
I've seen him on a couple of Ush's streams, so yes, somewhat familiar.
$1,000,000 always looks like $1 million.
So jealous.
And he's not a douche. Sometimes you'll see these guys peacocking. That's not his thing at all. Whenever you see Sean, it is just who he is. He's got great taste and style. I mean, like some of those guys that go to Pitti Uomo, I just want to be like, lady, get over yourself. It's just so good. But thank you. Let's give you a big bang boom. Thank you, Sean. Great to have you. Yeah. Sooner than later. Sooner or later, I'm gonna be fine.
So have you guys till the super chat? Have you decided what your frequency is of heading over there to Italy?
What?
Your frequency of heading over to Italy. Have you guys decided like more than like a couple times a year? Or?
Oh, when that all goes down?
Well, visiting before you finally go.
No.
Or is the go? Are you guys like that's still what's a year, whatever, we don't know.
That's a good question.
Well.
Let's just say that there are things that I can't say right now.
Yes.
And there are things that I can't wait to tell people, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. You're dealing with Italians.
Yeah.
And it is so unreliable. People talk about bureaucratic crap. It's not so much that. It's just that if you contact an Italian for anything, you are so lucky when they get back to you because they're just so laissez-faire with stuff. Well, the truth of the matter is that Paul and I have different obligations. So other than our obligation to one another.
Right.
But, we've been together way too long and, to not know what the prize is. So he has his parents.
Yeah.
And
you have Rose.
I have Rose, who is a German citizen. So if and when that occurs, I'm going to go there, stay there, and take her with me.
Good.
Because I'm an Irish citizen, and I'm going to fucking stay there.
Well, I'm an American citizen, and I'm looking forward to visiting you there when you get there.
Well, of course, open door policy for you. Why don't you go get your Irish passport?
That would involve digging up some parental lineage.
Oh, can I service you? Dude, I can help you out on all of that shit because I just went through that. Now, like I told everybody, dude, you want this, bitch. You want this.
Oh, I totally do. I lived in Canada for 4 years. I actually
you have a Canadian
worked there. At one point, I was a dual citizen because I was a teenager and I did have a job. I was part of the social insurance. In fact, you were talking about Russia earlier, and I was thinking I lived in Tirana between 1979 and 1983 when they
in
were
Albania
blowing up. Tirana. If you're from Toronto, you don't say Toronto, you say Tirana.
Oh, I didn't know they said Tirana. I thought they
Tirana.
Said
yeah,
Toronto.
it's just and it's part of the accent or whatever. But yeah, when someone says Toronto, you rarely.
Toronto. Have you been to Toronto? I've never.
And
been
maybe
to Toronto.
Sharon can confirm this, or Andrew too.
No. Everybody with their crushes on Sharon. You guys.
Hey, big love for the
I
Canadians.
mean, she's gorgeous. I mean, inside and out, she's a beautiful person as well. Sean Passar coming in with another $20. You're too kind. Great to see you and Patrick. I try to catch your streams a couple times. When I get home at the end of the day. Sean, thank you so much. Have the best time at Pity. I know that you will, and I'm sure you're going to see Alexandra and all those people and all that stuff. It's going to be hot, so be careful. Take care of our boy. You know, I know he has been. Listen, he's learned so much in the last year or two about, and now he knows what he likes. You know, in the beginning he was a little afraid of but he had great, people helping him out. We did watch Fashion Police, of course, and Michaela helped out. But guys like you, friends like you, who only have your heart, his best interest in mind. He really he's found his sense of style now, which I'm grateful for, and it's just so terrific. He's excited about shoes, man. He wants to go to Napoli. He wants to do all that stuff. Sean, amazing. Giant bing bang boom for that. I'm going to give you the
some bubbles.
Let's go. YouTube. You're the best, Sean. Thanks so much. Yeah. So where were we?
Big bang boom.
We're talking about whores. What were we talking about?
No, we were not.
Pantyhose.
Whores. What are you wearing?
Watch-wise, I'm wearing my Milgauss.
Yes. You got the Milgauss. Rocking the Milgauss. Rocking the Gauss.
Milgauss doesn't get as much time as she deserves because I've been wearing a lot of Timex, and I've been wearing my first Omega in space a lot. And for Speedy Tuesday, I think I wore my reduced. What are you wearing? What's on your wrist?
Oh, this is a Timex that my wife... Her father worked at Timex for 35 years.
Tell everybody the story. They'll love this, man.
Oh, well, I mean, this particular watch he gave me for a wedding present once we got married. But he had been there for 30 years, retired. So he was there. He ran through the whole thing.
With a pension.
Yeah, with a pension. So, yeah, he's rocking that right now. God bless him. But yes, this is great. And the whole time he's there, when they were in Connecticut, he would be like, hey, if you ever want to take a tour of the facility, and I'm kicking myself. I never did. I never took him up on it. But he was in the office dealing with some of the office stuff that went on there. And it would have been great to have gone and gotten the tour. I think they moved though recently, a few years ago. Where
were they located?
They were in Wallingford or somewhere in Connecticut, and then they moved.
Why does that town? Is that like the Nice of Connecticut? Because anytime I meet somebody, I know because I used to play in Connecticut all the time. I mean, Hitman played in Hartford 8,000 times. Everybody I met is from Wallingford.
Oh, it's actually, it was Middlebury, so I had it wrong. It was Middlebury. The crazy thing is they're in Shelton now, which is really, really close.
That's crazy.
I'll have to, you know what? I'm going to touch base with him to see if he still knows anyone there and he can kind of get me in. I don't know. Maybe they don't do manufacturing there anymore. I suspect it might just be
I believe Timex is still made in the good old USA.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. I'm going to follow up on this. But yeah, I love that there. So it's rocking the Timex.
You got to do it the right way. You got to take it off. Right? You got to put it in front of your mug so it focuses and let everybody see it. Right. Oh, there you go. You got is that a two-tone bracelet? It's like a flat link.
Yes, it's the same tone, but it just I think in this light.
I love that. That looks very much like my like the classic Omega flat link bracelet, which is that.
It's very similar.
Very similar. I love a flat link bracelet. Very exciting. I love that about Timex. I wear, I have a bunch of Timexes and I wear them all the time, especially if I'm doing something sporty. I don't have that's a dress watch. That's a proper dress watch. Is that manual or automatic wind?
It's manual.
Oh, it's manual. That's very cool. Timex was the biggest watch company in the world forever.
It took a ticking and it kept on.
Yeah. It takes a licking and it keeps on ticking. John Cameron Mitchell.
Oh, is that who?
Timex. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. It was in. It wasn't until the quartz crisis that Timex lost its foothold because Rolex did okay, Omega did okay, Vacheron, they all did okay, but they didn't even come back big time until after the quartz crisis was over. Casio and Seiko, forget what Seiko did to the world, inventing all that stuff, and of course Bulova with the Accutron. Here we are, watch nerds talking watches on the show. It's so rare now.
Yeah, I know a little bit. I've learned so much from just paying attention and absorbing some of what you and Ush go through. So nowhere near as much of an aficionado, a horology aficionado, but
I'm past it now. I got what I like. I got obsessed with this, like, you know what I mean? Like, I went to the strip club. I fell in love with that stripper, and I was obsessed, and I stalked her, and I had to know everything about her. I hired private detectives. I did all that work, and then I found out, you know what I mean? I know what I love, and I think I want to learn about something else. I want to deep dive on something else now, because
I will say, I've known you like 25, almost 30 years, and the one thing I've always appreciated about you,
fucking crazy.
It's similar with me as well. It's probably the closest thing I would compare to like a Renaissance man. It's just so vast, the knowledge that's out there, and there's so much that's interesting and curious.
Sure.
So to get pigeonholed into one thing, you're like me, you get bored kind of quickly. So
I mean, I wanted to know fucking everything there was. It got so bad, it got to the point where you could just pull up an Omega and I could pull the reference out of my ass because I knew how their reference system worked.
You guys were like, oh, that's the 98743A.
Yeah. Like, and like a language, I've lost a bit of that skill because I saw the new Omega with the new dial, and I was like, it took me a couple of minutes to come up with what it was, and I was wrong too, which I guess.
Oh no!
I guess I was, because I was so obsessed with it, like I was going to go to prison for being obsessed with the stripper, for stalking.
Only if it's inappropriate.
I wanted to know everything there was to know about watches, and what's great about it is, when you're doing those, I still love the content. I still watch the channels. I love Marshall wrist watch revival, the naked watchmaker.
Well, some of it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to be a watchmaker. I don't have the patience, nor the micro dexterity that one would need to do that. I'm not that guy. I drop spoons and forks and knives when I'm cooking.
It's probably no different than when you're in Logic though, and you're trying to just figure out the point between the two audio tracks where you have to crossfade. To them, it's they got the microscope on and they got to get the winding and that gear in right there. But for you, it's like, all right, that string. Wait, there's a errant overtone, and I got to figure out what is going on between those audio tracks. So you dig in with a different kind of discipline, but it's probably the same.
I still use Logic like a tape machine though, and I have Bob St. John.
Yeah, so you just
my mantra is know where you fall on the food chain, and I believe that to be true. I think it's important to not. Everybody goes, oh, I just finished my new album. I'm mastering. I'm like, you're mastering it? Why would you do that?
Yeah, I'll never listen to that.
No, because you're going to fuck it up. Don't mix your album. Don't mix your own album. Don't do it.
No, don't.
You're too close to it. You're never, ever going to get the best out of that recording because you're too close to it. You can executive produce it. Great. Yeah. Like you produce, I do that all the time. I produce my own vocals. But like when I'm done with the shit, I give it to the qualified professionals that do what they do.
Yes.
I don't have a single plugin on my computer, on this computer. Nothing.
That's great.
Nothing. I just record. I mean, other than the native plugins that come in, we're alienating people. But it's like reverb, delay, effects, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that shit. I don't have pitch correction and all that. I don't have any of that shit.
Well, you also don't need it.
Well, no. Listen, everybody could use. Listen.
Yeah, everyone.
Listen, I'm not a perfect. Listen, my pitch is very good. However, I would much rather somebody be a little more flat or sharp than it being dead on the fucking
right,
line.
right, yeah, perfect.
Because
And that's the
it's
challenge
shitty.
with all the AI stuff. It's just too clean. It's too squeaky.
It's just not natural.
Yeah, it's
It's
definitely not
inhuman.
natural.
Listen, I'm a 60-year-old man, so at this point in the game, you know, I'm the old fart, and all the people are listening to whatever they listen to. That's what they know. And I said, for the first time in history, when the parents say to the kids, "My music is better than your
Oh
music,"
boy, you've crossed.
we're right now.
Yeah, you've crossed.
It was not right for my parents saying that, you know, Elvis Presley was crap and Sinatra was crap, or the people who said the Beatles are noise. That they were wrong. They were wrong about all that. But now we're right. We're totally right, because they're not getting even an artist who, like, and the worst part is now with the advent of all these other nuances, not just AI, but all these other kind of enhancement things, people are pretending to be artists. Like, do you want to talk about your project at all?
No, sure. I'm happy.
So Patrick is a musician as well, and he has a family and a career, so he doesn't have time to have like 50 people in the studio and all this stuff. So he has just created a project that he's kind of like, I guess remember when everybody was doing, like, a guy would have a name. You're the Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails, of the Bots Gone Rogue. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it's Bots Gone Rogue is it's a play on an album I always wanted to create. It's all fun and games until the bots go rogue. And so then I just took on the persona of actually when the bots do go rogue. So I thought, all right, that's a fun name. And as Dirk had pointed out, I've been writing songs for 40 years. In my youth, was in bands, had some fun, nowhere near the level of achievement that Dirk has. But it's a passion. I love doing it. And I've continued writing songs for the 40 years. But job, family, 2 teenage children, career, all this jazz, as we all know, and crazy time, right? So no real time to do anything musically that's aggressive or ambitious. So in December, my wife is a hair metal fan. She likes hair metal. I can tolerate it. I'm more of a rock guy.
Let me ask you a question though about, because I hate that term hair metal.
Hair metal.
Because so many people get it wrong about what is and what isn't hair metal. For me, as a guy that was making music in that era and had long hair, people would be like, "Oh, your band was hair metal," and I'll just, you know.
Oh yeah, you weren't hair metal. No, you were metal. Yeah, or it was
power progressive metal.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck it was.
Hair metal was Rat and Motley Crue and maybe some Bon Jovi in the beginning before they went pop. And she liked Steelhouse and
Poison,
Firehouse, Firehouse, Steel something.
Sadly, Warrant, which are better
than
I gave them credit for, because that guy was so gifted, and it took me a really long time.
Janie Lane, yes. Yeah, when he died, my wife was in mourning for like a week.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, she loved Warren.
People lump in Whitesnake and Def Leppard, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I think the hair might have just been like attachment. Yeah, but she really did love that hair metal stuff. I could tolerate it, but I was never a big fan. So in December, I stumbled upon this AI tool, Suno, S-U-N-O. And so I figured, what the hell, for Christmas, I'm going to write her a song, like a real hair metal, blah, blah, blah song, go crazy, cheesy lyrics, the whole thing. And, I initially tried to use AI to write the lyrics, and it is just, even now, 6, 7, 8 months later, it's just not.
I am the lock and you are the key.
Yeah. Fire. Just say fire in every other sentence.
Fire and desire.
Yeah, fire.
Cuts like a knife. All the cliches.
But it really blew me away though, because I ended up fine. I'll come up with the lyrics. I came up with the lyrics and I pump it into this thing and it spits out. And the very first thing it spit out, I was like, "Holy shit! She's gonna love this. And I ended up doing this ruse with her friends. They get together every Christmas Eve morning, and for like a little champagne thing. So I got in cahoots with them, and the jig was the joke, or the candid camera moment was, she was going to walk in, the song was going to be playing, and they were going to be going, "Hey, you got it, Lynn. This new metal band wrote this song with your name, and they're going to be coming, and they're going to be touring, and it's great." And she walks in, and one of her friends was filming it. She didn't see it, so she walks into the kitchen, and the song's playing, and she's like, "Oh my God." And they start playing like it's the lyrics with her name and everything. And she is just shocked. It was great. It was a great little, so it was a Christmas gift. But what I kind of came away from with that was, as a songwriter, I saw it as an opportunity and a tool to really just stretch my chops. So, all right, let's dig into country. Let's dig into, I wrote an Irish jig. I love these. You go to an Irish bar, whether it's an Irish bar whenever, or if it's around St. Patrick's Day, and, the bands get up there and they start doing these stomper songs that everyone's singing to, and blah, 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 blah. So I said, I want to write one of those. And so I ended up just composing all the lyrics and using this tool to create those songs. Before I knew it, within a month or two, I had like 12 songs, 14 songs of all different genres, which is great. As a songwriter, it just felt really empowering to have this tool that could accelerate. My voice is a bass baritone, so I'm limited in the kind of exposure.
You got a real face for radio.
Exactly. Well, coming to you from WPAT. And the singing's the same. And I would try to go high. I ended up building a false falsetto, like a fake falsetto, but then I'd end up giving myself a sore throat for like a week just because I'm.
That wasn't bad.
Well, and I could Ave Maria. Nowhere near as good as you, but what ended up coming out, it was like, now I could write for all these other ranges. I could write for women, I could write for men, and so I got into a really like you were describing with the watches, I just got obsessed. So I started challenging myself with writing. I was writing every day, and at one point I came up with an idea for singularity happens in the future. And it's either going to be dystopian or utopian, and maybe it's all up for debate. I figured everyone does dystopian, so I'm going to go utopian. Let's just say somehow we get the
get it right.
Yeah, we get the transfer through the transition phase over to turning our intelligence level over to the bots, and it's a handoff to a utopian regime. And so now I envision these bots that were dealing with the humans, like at the ground level, dealing with the humans. Oh, there you go, hair metal back in the day. Oh, well, you got to send us photos now, Melcy. Somehow you got to get some photos of that.
She only shows us pictures of her as a child.
All right, show us from the back here then. Find some back hair.
With a Motley Crue t-shirt on.
Well,
I always hated that fucking band. Crap.
Well, you never shouted at the devil?
Listen, I saw them. I have that leather records because my friend Ricky made me buy these albums. I have their first album on leather records. It's probably worth a couple of grand because I never played it because I hate them. I've never played it. It's garbage. But anyway, go back.
Yeah, they got some radio play. Anyway, so
no, they did. They were huge.
So I wrote the song from this one song using an AI tool to kind of create the music, but I pumping in the lyrics. So I had half the lyrics done, and it was from the perspective of the robot dealing with the humans, and it's called Sentimental Sentience. I woke up one morning just thinking that's a interesting sentimental sentience, and so I just started writing from there, and got about halfway through the song, and I realized, all right, the song needs more. So I went down a rabbit hole for the next day and a half, just really digging into what that world would look like. It's like, how do we get to this? How is it utopian versus dystopian?
Did you use ChatGPT at all to help you form ideas and things?
Yeah. So, I mean, I used a lot. I leaned on him a little bit. I would start jotting down idea is just, the transition, or the lead up to the transition. There's got to be some kind of a revolution. There's got to be, the resistance, what all the large tech companies and the nation states are already trying to do it. So I had all that animosity there, all the challenge. And it just, so I framed up, I probably spent a good 2 to 3 hours just framing up the thought. And then I started digging in more to the psychology. I was trying to, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not someone who's studied psychology naturally, but I was really fascinated with the concept of, if you are given everything, you are now just, abundance is everywhere, and you no longer have to, food is solved, energy is solved, for the most part, work is solved. If we can go to that place, what do you do with your time? Like, right. Where do you find your utility? Where do you find your worth and your meaning? So I started researching on just the human condition in those scenarios as best as you could. Now, AI can't forward, I guess it could predict or whatever, but I was really trying to find examples really rooted more in real life, maybe people stranded on islands, or even just any ecosystem where everything's taken care of for them, and like, what do they do, and they find a utility. So that would get me to a certain mind frame, and then I'd use AI. I would use I'd probably bounce between Claude and ChatGPT mostly.
Well, I haven't dabbled in Claude. I heard it's great.
Oh my God, Claude! They each have their powers, their pluses, their minuses, their strengths and their weaknesses, and they bounce around. So for a little while there, Claude had probably the clearest. It's all about your prompt input and what it outputs.
Sure.
Yeah. But I would, in a lot of cases, I'll send the same prompt into all three: Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude. And I find, depending on what the corpus of the information is that I'm trying to elicit, one of them will be stronger than the other, or in a lot of cases, two of them will be kind of similar, and then there'll be this rogue third thing that I'm like, okay, that's garbage. I can't even use any of that. And then I'll just kind of collect information from the three of them. The beauty of this world we live in right now is, I'm not a psychologist. I would have had to, if I was gonna really dig down this thing and really try to get into the head of the psychology between a bot and humanity that's on the cusp of trying to figure out what their worth is. I would have had to have hired or become friends with somebody who had some psychology background, and we'd have to have these great discussions. And I kind of missed that it didn't happen that way.
You just have to watch Star Trek. Just talk about Data or the Doctor, the AMH. Both of those guys had episodes devoted to whether or not they had rights.
Right. Oh, right. Oh, yes, and consent and permission, and it is. You mentioned earlier. What was it?
That's why Star Trek fucking rules.
Yeah, the trouble with troubles. My favorite episode.
Everybody loves that episode.
Yeah, that's a great one. I probably wasn't as into that show, and I know you really, really are, and a bunch of its offshoots.
I wasn't so into obviously the first thing was out before I was born. A couple of, it was at 64, 65. So I was born in 65, so I didn't watch that. I caught that shit later on in syndication, and I started watching The Next Generation. I skipped Deep Space Nine because it sucks, and you know who you are. And then Voyager destroyed my soul because of fucking Kate Mulgrew. I worship the ground she walks on. And then Enterprise destroyed me.
No,
I just think the great thing about what we're experiencing now with AI and creativity and science and all that stuff, Star Trek had, especially because of the mind of Gene Roddenberry, because of who he was as a humanist, that there are glimmers of answers that you can find in Star Trek that can apply to now. And what you're doing, I want to just, because I talk about AI on the show all the time. And listen, I've been privy to what he's been doing with this music. And I even at one point I said to him, I said, "Oh my God, that song's so great. We need to re-record it with people." And you know, I was so like, please, because I just didn't want him to wind up in a category with people like, that's AI, you know,
AI slop,
AI slop, which it isn't, because he's not just telling AI to do something. He's writing it fully, and then telling them to render it. So it's the difference between like all the AI slop that we see now, like the bear skin or whatever I was talking about earlier, these commercials with the guys with like the fucking 6-pack and they're in the fucking nature and there's an antelope behind them. And and they're just like, you know, because you know you don't need to wear a shirt under your bear skin, whatever. But those people are now, you see that guy who talks like this on the internet. Millions of people worldwide are totally worried about this, and it's like male impotence is it's so pervasive that it's so everywhere that the second I see, now they're fucking with the cats.
Oh no.
All the kittens and the cat shit that I see online now is all AI. And it's like a picture, like a woman, and it's all from fucking Asia.
She rescues the cat.
She went off the side of the road,
and then the cat follows her home, and then grows into be a tiger and eats her husband.
I wish it would eat her.
She trained her to eat her husband.
Oh, no one was paying attention, and they're like on the street, and there's like a mangled cat, and like it's all this AI shit that's trying to grab you and break your heart.
Yes.
And
Did you see the one? This exact same thing. The guys, it's an army or a vet going through a scanner at a airport, and there's the dog, and it's like a German Shepherd, and the dog starts crazy for the guard. He leaps over the scanning thing, tackles the guy, but then starts licking him. And then
because he was his long lost
his original trainer, and then they got separated, and it's AI. It's like, you're killing me.
And he was in the military in Tunisia. They come up with these stories that is just such utter shit.
Exactly.
I love great stories as long as they're real. That's why I hate fucking most fiction. I don't read fiction. I don't mind about a great movie maker. Are you interested in seeing Disclosure Day?
I am. So you were talking about it earlier. In fact, my daughter and I was trying to drag her out this weekend, maybe tomorrow. I'm Steven Spielberg and John Williams, and Emily Blunt. I mean, my wife's a little like, come on, really? With Emily,
I'm not even a straight guy, and I get that. Boy, she's perfect.
Yeah,
everything about her. John Krasinski, who I sat next to in the theater in Brooklyn.
Oh, you did?
I sat next to him at Streetcar Named Desire.
He's not short.
He's very tall, and he's
not
very
short.
drunk.
Oh, he did.
He was there with Sam Rockwell, who was a douche.
Oh, no way! He seems like he'd be fun.
He was doing this.
Oh, no, he's meta. He went meta.
This is 15 years ago. Whenever Kate Blanchett was in Streetcar at BAM, Brooklyn Academy of Music, he sat right next to me, and he was hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's a great guy. But Sam Rockwell was a douche. Anyway, I could see what she's, like she's spoken for, but I'm like happy for her.
Yeah, me too.
He's a great dude.
And you think about someone like him. So he's a bit player on a show, a comedy show, and his deadpan, whatever. I'd love to see like how he got in there, or like why they chose him. I'd love to hear the backstory of that. But now he's this one-dimensional guy on The Office, and he's Jim, and he's doing whatever, and he's lovable or whatever. But then that guy just pivots from there. Yeah. I'm not a big horror guy or scare or whatever.
What, A Quiet Place?
Yeah. But
okay, Melly C, I'm so sorry. I owe you an apology.
Oh no.
That scared the living fucking shit out of me.
Oh God, yeah.
I saw it on a plane.
Recently or on the way?
No. When it came out.
Okay. That would be because you're in a isolated headphones scenario, and it's all about sound, not sound. So yeah, I can see. Oh, look at that.
I got tricks.
You do. I kind of do too. Yeah. No, it's just you.
You're not on an iPhone. It has to be an iPhone.
Oh yeah, no, I'm on.
What
my
are you
Mac.
on?
iMac. I'm on the iMac.
Oh, it should work on that.
Oh, okay. Well then, here, let's do it. I'm on Chrome. Do I have to be in Safari?
I'm in Chrome.
Come on. Well, I'm not doing it.
You have to turn on gestures.
Oh, okay.
You might have to do it on your Mac. That's what kind of is that, an iMac?
Yep, it's a Mac Mini, the new one.
Well, what kind of camera is that?
Oh, it is an external. It said what kind. It's yeah. So
you went out and got the same Mini I got, right?
Well, eMeet Smart Cam. EME.
Oh yeah, I was going to get a cam after I reconfigured this whole shabooty here, and I was like, you know what? Everybody said the best cam you could possibly get, other than an actual DSLR, is the one in your phone.
Oh well, so yeah, no, this isn't. No,
it has to be
it's a Mac Mini. It's like the little brick guy. So I have just some monitor, and there's no camera on the monitor. So this is funny. This thing popped up. Add effects using hand gestures. I gotta turn on reactions to express.
Yeah, turn on reactions.
I'm gonna turn on reactions here. Let's see. Oh, I got to go down there. Turn on reactions. Oh, I got to go settings.
Well, it saw you try to do it.
It did, and it popped up. Hey, it's AI. I'm telling you, AI. It's everywhere.
I love Steel Panther Caustic. I was gonna fuck her. Now I'm not. Now I'm not. That's the fucking funniest thing. What's the name of that song? Death to all but metal, metal,
metal.
And then she gets all weird on him, and it's Sarah Silverman. And he's like, I was gonna fuck her, but now I'm not.
That's good.
But now I'm not.
Stop.
Does it work now?
No, I went in there and it said no. Yeah, I'll work on it for the next.
Just do that. That's easier.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It may be because the camera is and the green screen or whatever this thing is.
I don't think it makes a difference. I'm just amazed because you're on a Mac, it'll allow it. I thought it had to be a Mac camera of some kind of thing.
It may still. I mean, this thing is saying it saw it and whatever, but I went into the settings where it said to go, and I didn't see an option for it. But I don't want to hold up the show for.
I'm drinking wine right now, and I just realized it was like another sip of my espresso from 2 hours ago, and I just tasted it, and I went,
"Oh boy!"
Some guys.
How many espressos a day are you up to?
I'm down.
Oh yeah, good.
I used to be a 6 to 8 double espressos a day. I have one double espresso in the morning. Whoa. All right, maybe 2 in the morning. And then I'll always have one before the show, in the beginning of the show. And I don't drink coffee at night anymore. I used to drink espresso till midnight. I don't.
Yeah, I remember.
But then again, I also don't have any pressing projects. Like Oisín always talks about, he needs a bottle of whiskey or some kind of alcohol to work on creative projects. I am the polar opposite of that. I will get nothing done if I'm drinking alcohol.
Yeah, I'm good for if I have 2 drinks, max 2. Once I go beyond 2, forget it. Yeah, it's
he says I know a lot. Look at all the great artists of the world, great painters, great musicians. They got hammered, and like the greatest shit came out. I know that I sing out of tune, and it's just not good.
Yeah, maybe I remember there was an interview with Mick Jagger, and he was saying that there's usually 2 modes he's creative in. One is in the crafting mode, which is or the inspiration mode. So there's inspiration, and then there's crafting. Inspiration is where, and I don't know if he was speaking about having alcohol or not, but I think in inspiration mode, alcohol helps. Like if I'm not recording the final product, but I'm just looking to get some synopsis going and just have some tangential whatever and get kind of loose or interesting or curious. Inspirational mode's fine with a couple drinks, but like you, in crafting mode, now I have to be dialed in. It has to be. So I've recorded the idea. I got the scat whatever version.
So it's like and then the next day go, that's not bad. Let me do it for you.
The melody's great. The words are crap, but now let me just really write those notes, and it's ba 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 ba, and then and you craft it, which I had never heard anybody describe their process that way before. And look, I'm not saying I'm Mick Jagger, because look, he's Mick Jagger. I'm not, but I was like, motherfucker, that's exactly how I do it. Like, I'll have this inspiration. I record everything. It's my phone has 800.
Me too.
Like
Voice
20
memos.
to 40-second sound samples. Lately, for the past few years, it's me playing guitar and just singing some dopey melody out. And most mornings I wake up and listen to what I did the night before, and I'm like, oh no, delete. Or I don't
have on there. Not that anybody cares, but I'll go back and look at old voice notes, and I'll see like the ledge, like the second I wrote that.
Oh, see, that's great. That's great. And the ledge is great. That's one of my one of your Rebirth albums, and one of the songs on that. And that thing really rocks.
Even listen, I'm not a toot my own horn guy, but that's a great song.
It is.
And that shit came to me in 2 seconds flat, and I even titled it "The Ledge."
Which is rare, because initially you have no idea what the thing is.
No, usually I'll just go. I'll just hum it. And I actually have some of the lyrics that are on there, and that was I was walking my neighbor's dogs. My friend
that was
Paul
your So
Huston.
Good.
My hurt's so good.
He wrote that in the shower in like 3 minutes.
Johnny,
anyway, go on.
Johnny
go back.
Cougar.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just that sometimes it's fun, and what you should do tonight is go back to the oldest ones. Because you put them on there for a reason.
Exactly. They're all gems in some alternate universe.
But you never know. I probably have like 6. Well, I don't know how many, but I probably have a bunch that wound up being on records. Probably. Not, since the iPhone era, which is 2.
Well, I got to a point where I would start backing up, because I'd have to leave the phone and the disc, and they move it over. But I was like, I don't want to lose the phone, because I did lose a phone on a Metro North train once. I had my son's first steps. They were on there. And
are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was some dopey thing. I was coming from Middle Connecticut down to Stamford, and anyway, long story short, that the phone was lost. And so now every 3 months I'll back up everything, and the cloud does some of it now, so some of it's automated, but I would back up all those ideas. The weird thing though, now, like you said, you could go back to the beginning of some of those recordings, so many of them, and it would take a while. But every now and then I do exactly that. And for me, it's random. There's hundreds. So I'll just spin the thing until it scrolls, and I'll say, all right, play. And on this new album, actually, that happened with one of the songs. I just had an idea. I had words, and I didn't really know what the music was going to be for it. So I had a bunch of the words kind of laid out. And I said, all right, let me go through the archives, and like a little Russian roulette or a roulette wheel. And I said, go. And the very first one it found wasn't the match, but the one below it was. I was like, all right, well, there's that one, then there's that. And you hear it, and it comes from you. And that one was probably 8-9 years ago. So it's familiar because you wrote it, and it's there. Yeah,
it's in your brain somewhere.
It's in there, and it's kind of, oh my God, the melody on that was so good. And then I had the lyrics, so they matched. It's like it was meant to be. Sometimes
it's meant to be.
Sometimes.
That's the creative process, which is great.
That's the
craft. I love voice notes. I use it every day. I'll just be walking down the street, and I'm like, oh, wait, that's good. You never know.
So all those titles on those songs are ba-da-dee, ba-da, ba-da-da. And then when I'm working with the guitar, those are E minor, A, D7. I'll put it, the main chord structure right in the title. So
you will.
Just as a reference, just because like you said, when you're first writing a song that you're doing whatever, you don't know what it's about. You don't know the lyrics. You don't know what the title is. But when you want to save it, you have to name it something.
Yeah, you have to name it something, definitely, for sure.
How many of your are these listeners out there do we think are musicians, or are we totally like putting them
A
to
good
sleep.
number are, but mostly watch nerds, cat and dog animal
Oh,
nerds.
love the cats.
But
Love
yeah,
the cats.
it's. How many cats do you have now?
We have 3.
You have 3 cats. Yeah.
We have 3 cats.
My next cat will be have an Italian name.
Vincenzo.
Who knows? I don't know yet. Depends. I don't know if I could get another girl pet because they destroy my soul. The amount of depression I go through. I've had 2, well, technically 3,
Yes,
but 2
Laverne,
that were mine,
yeah.
and Dinga. So
And Dinga, yeah.
yeah. The boys get into so much trouble though.
Yeah, we have 1 boy, 2 girls, and that boy riles it all up. The girls were like fine because they were here first, and then all of a sudden we introduced a kitten boy, and oh my god, they tolerate each other now. It's funny. I don't know if you remember. So we do wet food. It's mostly dry food, but every now and then we'll do wet food, and they'll fight. But when we do the wet food, they all just line right up. They start sniffing each other. They're all friendly. They're like, "Oh, here comes the good stuff."
Really?
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. Like they will be fighting 3 minutes earlier, but as soon as they hear the of the cat food can, woof, they're all happy.
What do you feed your cats? Out of curiosity.
So, Blue is the name of the brand.
I know them all.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of research way back when, so it's not cheap, but
no, it's not.
But I've had enough. I've heard enough stories, and we've had enough cats that you want to try to maximize their chances. You know, kidney and their ability to process food seems to be the thing that really gets to them in the end. So we're trying to just push off the end as much as we can. So if it costs a little bit extra for some food. And then for the wet food, it's I forget the brand name, but I do know that these 3 like the seafood ones. So the pate, not so much in the gravy, but the pate.
Pate, I mean, every cat is different. I've never had a cat that liked the seafood. They always went for chicken or beef. Laverne was a lunatic for turkey. Chicken, yeah. And I went through all the different things. She was chubby, so I got her on this Maui chicken brand for a while, which turns out it was just chicken. It didn't have any other nutrients other than the protein, and that's why she lost weight so fast.
No carbs.
She had no carbs in it. It was not a well balanced meal.
Yeah. Oh.
And I learned, like my sister feeds her animals people food, and she's got like 3. Andrew Wolkowicz. Andrew, what do you feed your cats?
Yeah.
He's got 2 30-year-old cats. Morgana is no longer with us, but she was like 31. Senor's 30, and Olive is 21. I mean, obviously you're doing something right. Not all of it. Listen, it's a crapshoot even with people. I know people who like smoked their brains out, did all the drugs, did all this shit, and they're like, I'm celebrating my 95th birthday. And then like I know people who are 45 and drop dead from a heart attack.
Yeah.
And so I mean, you never know.
No, you don't.
You never know.
Try to stack the deck in your favor.
You try.
Keep a balance. Now we know what a balance is. For the longest time we didn't.
My dad always said, just drink it, smoke it, and fuck it before you go. He wanted to make sure that happens. Anyway, just to get back to quickly about your project, tell everybody when it's coming out, what it is. Yeah, listen, you're on my show. You might as well push the product a little bit.
It's actually out. I launched it a week ago, so it's
it's out.
Yeah, it's out. Yep. So it's so 6/6. It went out. It's called The Age of Thalence. THALENCE. I had to make that word up because every other brand I was trying to put on the super intelligence that was neither dystopian but more utopian was already taken. So copyright kept pigeonholing me. So I just made up a word. And now it's THALENCE. It's the only version you're going to find. So yeah, go out there and get it. Thalence.org is the backstory. Pretty much everything that I dreamt up in that day and a half little stretch that I was trying to figure out how this whole thing, unfolds and fits in the whole world. And then that ended up fueling the songs and the story. Then I got a little crazy with the storyline and trying to come up with a visual way to do it. So again, using AI. Yeah, some might say it's a little bit of I'm not even gonna say what it is.
Yeah, don't give away too much. Don't give away too much.
If you get a chance, it's on YouTube, the movie. So it's a 94-minute movie, and
it's a 94-minute movie. That is no small feat.
No, and it was done in late hours. Yeah, and I'm very proud of it. It's
wow.
So yeah,
that's a feature.
Yeah, I think if it's probably a little too much music, so I envision it kind of like a musical, but even in a musical sense, it would.
I want to be in your musical.
The song. Oh, well, I got you. There's like 2 or 3 roles you could easily rock. So once we get for this and we get it to the next level, yeah, you're definitely. That's without question.
You need to call like Michael Greif or any of the leading Broadway folks. Because all the good ones, all the big ones, everybody's this now, everyone's stalking, everyone's overpronouncing all their words, and they're all like this on Broadway. They're all singing like that now. And all the great directors that made sure people didn't do that, I blame Rent and Wicked.
Oh, yeah.
And I would, my Rent story.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have fucking made $4,800 a week. Did I love it? I don't know. I love the idea of being in it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it would be better to be in it than actually.
Yeah. Do I love the music? I don't know. Is it corny? Yeah, it's kind of corny. It's kind of like everyone's got AIDS. AIDS. Your mother, AIDS. Your sister, AIDS. Your cousin and your best friend and AIDS.
Yeah, but none's going to be the Inquisition. What a show.
I mean, I find like I'm not that kind of gay. Like Broadway shit, like I like classic stuff, sure. But like when I see everybody going crazy for Defying Gravity, oh God, I just want to blow my fucking brains out.
The only thing I'll say about that is the first time I saw it was on stage, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whenever it came out.
Wicked?
Yeah, Wicked, yeah. And I was probably more blown away at here's a story, Wizard of Oz, that we all know. Yeah. And here's just this other interwoven story. By now with the movie, yeah, I think it's and look, they're great singers. They've got good voices, and those songs can take on a whole new life. But I would put myself back in 30 years ago. Like it did move me. I remember being in the movie or in the theater and just being like, oh, all right, this is something. This is at that point it was something.
Look what Andrew feeds his cat.
Yes, I see.
Kirkland, by the way, Kirkland is not a real company. As we all know, it's Costco. They get their shit from all the other brands. So we have to find out who makes that.
Well, it may be cheaper there anyway, but yeah.
Up in Canada.
Well, so you could not have been feeding your cats 30 years from. Oh, yeah. So I lived in Etobicoke when I first I lived in Mississauga when I first moved to Canada, Ontario. And then a year later, I was in Etobicoke for like 3 years. That's right around the corner from Waterloo.
Is that right?
Yeah, we might have been, I'm sure we crossed on the 401 at some point. Andrew
we were slaying the same ladies down at the...
We took the 401 to the 427.
Make a rat Van Nuys.
Yeah. We went down Renforth Ave to Yonge, and then we took Yonge all the way up to the Yukon.
Stuart!
Yeah, Stuart. Yeah, oh my God. Like you just hit a polar bear. They wouldn't do that in California, but they would do it in Ontario.
There's no polar bears in Waterloo.
No.
Not north enough for that.
Well, there's moose. There's definitely moose.
What is the plural of moose? Moose?
Meese?
I don't know.
There's
moose there. Moose. There's moose there in them there parts. Moose. I know because Katie Lang's from Consort, Alberta. She talks about all the different kinds of wild animals that you'd see, but that's seriously like that's like Canadian prairies, right?
Yeah. You get out west. I've
That's-
never traveled in the middle. I've been to the West Coast, Vancouver, Victoria, and then obviously just hanging out in Ontario and then Quebec.
I've only ever been to Montreal and Niagara Falls. That's it. I've always wanted to see. I'm a big Rush fan. I'd love to go to Massey Hall and see a show.
Yeah, Massey.
Have you been to Massey Hall?
Yeah. Back when it was like in its beginning, the CN Tower, it just kind of it was undergoing construction, and now that whole area, there's just so much development down there. It's really crazy. I loved it. Canada was great. So I lived on the west side suburbs, and Etobicoke's part of Toronto. It's but we ride our bikes down to the subway station, and for probably the equivalent of $1, we could find ourselves right down in the middle of Toronto and all the great culture there. 15 years old, and I'm like just moving like that. I have teenage kids now, and I can't even imagine the equivalent of what that would be like here in suburbia. No, but it was great. Yeah, no, I love Canada. Canada's great. But yeah, so so the Age of Phalanx, you'll find it on YouTube, and I had a lot of fun making it. The music's obviously all written by me, the chords, the music, the words, but I used AI to produce it all, and so I'm kind of torn on the fact, but I wouldn't have been able. This would have cost easily $200,000 to $500,000 to do in the traditional sense, so it just would never have happened. But now it's there. It's out there.
Especially if you went to LA and got all the best studio cats.
Yeah.
That's good. Congratulations. I'm like, listen, I've known you as a friend and a patron for so long, and I've always, known that you're a musician and a songwriter, and I've never gotten a chance to really reap the rewards of your talent ever, because you always put everybody else first, which thank you.
Well, it's because they're all a bit more talented than I am.
I think that's a load of shit. And I
am very proud of myself.
Talent schmalent.
I can write songs.
You know how many fucking talented people there are in the world? Most people are talented.
They are talented.
But
then I watch Ush with his bass, and I'm like, okay, I can play a little bit of bass, but I'm never touching my bass again.
Because he does. But that's just slap bass. That doesn't require any kind of.
I know, but
it requires practice. Yeah, I mean, he's a great bass player.
Yes, he is.
He's a great. One of my favorite things about the way he plays is he's not. Like some guys are just pick, some guys are just slap, some guys are just finger style. He does all of them because he's a fan of so much. He never limited himself.
I really don't think he sees the bass, and he and I have had conversations about Chris Squire, because we're both like, he's our guy.
That's his guy.
Yeah, mine too, and has always been. And like, I don't think any of those, Chris Squire or Osh, see that as just a piece of wood with 4 strings on it. They really envision it being every other string instrument or every other kind of sound. So it's just a matter of figuring out how to get that thing to generate the sound they have in their head. And I think when you come at instruments like that from that angle, you really have the opportunity to make it do things that nobody else can.
Sure. Well, Chris Squire also played that. I think it was the SC or the 4001. He shaved the neck down because he wanted to have more dexterity on the instrument. And I'm not even going to get into the whole Rush thing because that'll alienate everybody. Even though there's very few people left here. But Geddy Lee, I don't think he's ever played as good as he's playing right now. Have you watched any of the videos?
Yeah, they're great. I love it. I love it.
Can you believe her?
Oh no! Well, yeah, it's great. I think it's awesome.
Do you know what she did? So the third night rolled around, and she tuned all her toms up higher. And I was like, I said, if I only had one gripe with her, it was that her drums are tuned too low. Because it's like that. Neil had the, it was so tuned so immaculately. Yeah. She changed her concert toms and her 2 rack toms. Wow. She hired the pitch, and I was like, because
she heard you.
No, I'm sure it was a conversation between, like, because I'm a Rush nerd. Yeah, I'm sure that conversation happened between her and her sound guy, or the front of house guy, or whomever. Somewhere, like, because they weren't cutting. She'd play the Tom Sawyer fill, and it would be so low that the fans went bananas because they can see her doing it.
Yeah, they'd be right.
They
exactly.
hear her doing it. Because with Neil, da-da-da-da, like, you could see it, but could you hear it?
Yeah.
No, because it was tuned too low. She fixed that because I watched. They're playing right now.
Oh, you said your buddy's
Jimmy's there.
Jimmy's there. So I saw they added another show in Connecticut, and there were actually tickets for only like $250. So I may try to. It's a Sunday night, but screw it, I'll go.
JS, we all know very well. He's moving back from Chicago to Connecticut.
Oh, he is?
And he's like, Dirk, you gonna go see Russia? I was like, it's $1,000. I'm not going to see. I'm not paying Jesus for $1,000. And he's like, I don't know. He's Mr. Moneybags or whatever. He goes, find a pair for $2,000 and we'll go. I said, well, you want me to pick out my own birthday present too? You go pick out a pair.
Oh my God.
You go find a pair of tickets. Because I'm not going to say yes to that. It's ridiculous. But because I feel so bad that concerts cost that much.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's insane.
Yes, we'll have a great time. Yes, the show will be great. But it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
What a person can do with $1,000 can actually change some people's lives.
Yeah. Wow.
$1,000 can pay off debts. It can pay off your utilities, your rent, your child support. It can do so many things for people because this superfluous fucking thing, it's just so crazy that can be charged.
It's insane.
It's just so not right. Entertainment is entertainment. And as much as I love Rush, in all good conscience, I'm like, we're trying to figure out a way to get a place in another country. And I'm trying to figure out a way to deal with Dragon Lady and all this other shit and all the expense that happened with all of that stuff. It's like, I can't, in any conscience whatsoever, spend. I can't go to the city and buy a $5 slice of pizza. I'll go get the shitty $2.50 shit because I'm thinking myself, my God, it's insane right now.
$4 metro ride, and then
it's $3 plus. Was it $3.25 to get on the subway now?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I'm so bad with. I just tap shit and I go, what?
Yeah, because you don't know, and then the bill just depletes it. So last year, big Cubs fan from Chicago originally, and whenever the Cubs come into town, it's actually happening in like around your birthday, or actually your birthday is like it's coming up. But anyway, they're in town. But last year, I wanted to take the family.
I didn't even fucking realize it.
4 tickets with the round trip and the parking and the logistics and then the food. I calculated it was going to be $1,000 just to get my family of 4 to Citi Field to see, my visiting team pay them. And I just couldn't do it like you just described. So I went on Amazon and I bought a like $800 ping pong table. And we used that ping pong table. We used it the entire rest of the season last year. We brought it inside the house in winter. We played it through the winter. That ping pong table gets so much more use than the $1,000 of that one experience of watching the Cubs play in Citi Field would have been. So it's a tragedy.
It's just so wrong. That's why I was talking to when I went to the wine shop. He's like, "You gonna try to catch any of the soccer games?" Like, are you out of your mind? Just, I mean, I can't even think of a band that I would go see live for that kind of price. The last concert I went to was a concert you gave me tickets to.
Oh yeah,
I went to see Iron Maiden.
With Colin, yeah.
And that's the last concert I actually went to. What was that? 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 to 7, somewhere in that range. Yeah, I forget why I couldn't go that night. I'm glad you guys were able to make good use of the
He
tickets.
calls me like 4 PM. He goes, "You want to go see Maiden in Brooklyn?" I was like, "Sure, why?" He's like, "I can't go." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
boo." He's like, "Give one of the tickets away." I'm like, "To who? Nobody lives here anymore." It couldn't have been 7 years. It had to be less than 6 because
Okay.
everybody had moved away but Colin. And what am I going to bring Paul to see Maiden?
No, oh yeah, I knew you wouldn't go. Well, I'm just glad the tickets.
That's a
didn't go
wasted ticket. You know, maybe if Vicky Carr was playing live, he'd want to see that.
Mm.
The last concert I went to with Paul was Shirley Bassey. It's great.
Yeah, I bet.
She's 90.
90. Wow.
Fuck, now she is. We
I
saw her
saw-
in the 70s.
I saw Sinatra like a couple months before he died, or within a year before he died. But it was great. It was great to see. You know,
He was doing his "You and I can be alone."
Yeah, it was.
You.
You know, and I definitely, I respect all the musicians, especially the ones that
Sure.
come up there. And yeah, I guess there were probably some songs on that set that were really good, but it was just, you just got to see these acts. You know, it's good.
Sure.
Yeah, I would love to see Rush. I would love to see them on this instance. If I can score a decent price ticket for that second show they just added, I might do it.
I mean, it just looks like a don't miss now. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And look at the set list. I'm like, what the fuck? The
Yeah,
third
yeah.
night?
Yeah.
Oh
They did all
my
2112.
God,
I think,
they did the
second
whole
night.
thing.
Yeah.
They did Alex was tuning the guitar.
Oh.
Doom, doom, doom.
I guess drummers when they get older, because it's whatever it is, but their hips and their knees are what really ends up going. So when you think about music that's so great like that, it's unfortunate Neil, wouldn't have been able to continue doing this. And
I saw that last tour. He was unbelievable.
Oh yeah. He's the professor. And it's great. And yeah, and he just
You're right, Tracy. You're right, Tracy.
It's all good.
This is how much the Bashers listen to the show. Last concert Dirk went to was Paul McCartney 3 years ago.
Your fans
You're
know
right.
you, man.
You're right, Tracy.
Yes.
You're right, Tracy.
And you're wrong,
right,
Dirk.
Tracy.
Once again, you're wrong, Dirk.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was just talking about my poor sister got stuck in all that the soccer traffic at MetLife Stadium.
Yesterday.
No, it was today.
Oh, oh, that's right. I was thinking there was the America game, but no, she was just seeing some other games.
Anyway, guys, it's 3 hours in on the show. I want to thank Patrick Hicks for joining me tonight.
Thanks for tolerating me.
Thank you so much. I don't know where Sheen is, but we had no plans. He's going to Pity Womo and all that
yes,
stuff.
I'm sure he's prepping.
That shit's going to happen.
Guys,
thanks so much. I want to thank my super chatters tonight. We got Jojo, Gabari, the Professor, Valve, Handsome Joe, always Handsome Joe. Sean Pashar. If he was gay and single and I was gay and single, you'd be mine, Jojo. Sean Pashar, thanks so much. And thanks, everybody. I probably missed a bunch of comments, Missy, because we've been just having a chitter-chat.
Yeah.
Dirk, look at the Rolling Stones. Marlon Perkins. Marlon Perkins hosted the NBC nature. What was that show called?
Wild Kingdom. Wild Kingdom. Yeah,
Wild Kingdom. No, I'm thinking of John Cameron Swayze, Jojo. Remember, this is John Cameron Swayze. I think I said John Cameron Mitchell before. I think that's the guy that was Hedwig in the Angry Inch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hedwig, right? But thanks, everybody. Thanks for a great show. Oh, business is the low priority for Italians, family, friends. Yeah, of course. I want to go to there. Guys, thanks so much for everything.
Mel said, great meeting. Great meeting, all of you. Thanks again. It's great. I follow you guys. This is great to finally kind of get into sauce here. I remember when Em was on, he's like, it's good to see how the donuts are made. This is great. These are yummy donuts.
Yeah, it's it's a very weird little microcosm.
Great.
So, as everybody knows, Sheen started this shit, and then he accumulated his little gang, and then he sicked Carolyn Martin on me,
yes.
and they both ganged up on me to not go back to my life on the streets of bartending and start this whole thing. And then you wind up, like, as a bartender in New York City, I got to know people, straight and drunk and married and not married, and all that stuff. Then you wind up here, it's not so dissimilar. Whereas you get to know people, like in my bar, you were my patron at Rio.
I was.
I mean, I have people from Rio that will be in my life until the end of my life. That are people who's, mean something to me. Not a lot, because obviously I served quadrillions of people, but and we lost people along the way.
Yes, we have.
Which is really crazy. I lost 6 people to COVID. I lost 10 to alcoholism. One of our good friends, Tony, being the first one. That was the first one.
Well, and I credit you because you were a trendsetter in trying to help him. So there are many others that didn't know how to, handle any of that. You did it with aplomb and caring and heart, which I've always known.
I wrote him a letter,
and
it was not well received.
No.
Until later.
Yeah, later he did. Yep, I was with him. Yeah, and he when he come full circle and he could finally see. He saw the value in that, and he was very grateful at that point. But
I saw him when he was in the hospital on the waiting list, and we cried. And he said, "I'm sorry." And I said, "For what?" He goes, "You wrote me that letter 2 years ago, and I should have listened to it." I said, "Listen, dude, I'm just a legal drug dealer.
Yeah. Alcohol, it's allowed.
It's a legal drug." And I said, whether or not you wanted to take me up on that, I said, but what I was most worried about is your son.
Yeah.
Fuck the rest of us.
Yeah.
We're inconsequential.
Well, the thing was, he was in that point where he also at that point saw it all. And that's the heartbreaking part, is finally when he had clarity, he realized the damage he had done. And it was too late. So, but no, and I think this community you have right here, I get a little jealous because, we'll be texting, whatever. And then, you have all these great little songs for Joe Faro and, and what was the, actually, I do want to talk about this real quick. So the, Eminem.
Eminem Madness?
No, the cats, the 2 cats.
Eminem Madness.
Oh yeah, Eminem Madness.
Smoking Mindy Madness.
So I suspect, like, in your just doing the show way back when, in the beginning, when Mel C was on with the cats and Eminem, blah blah blah. Was that hook, that little thing, right there, right then? Because then you eventually record this whole thing,
right? But you know what? I stole it. It's "Summertime Sadness" by Lana Del Rey.
Oh, summertime. Okay.
And I didn't even realize that till someone pointed that out.
See, I do the
"Summertime
same thing.
Sadness." It is. It's Lana Del Rey.
Oh, right. Oh, that's
I
why
didn't know I was doing it.
Oh, I love your version, though. I don't know how Mel takes it or whatever, but
no, it's a tribute to them.
I love.
I mean, what would we do without Eminem Madness? It's an integral part of the show, like Julian and
those two crazy cats. They should have. The AI would be able to help her kind of build a whole channel. She could do
an Eminem Madness.
Yeah, I think of a Tom and Jerry, like it's Eminem,
a cartoon of the two.
Or whatever. You could get AI to do it.
Listen, it's all about ambition. Here's the thing, you don't have to be that ambitious. You were very ambitious with this project.
I was,
but you don't have to be.
No,
because you can't tell me half of these saucy little tarts that are launching all their AI shit they're not. No, they're just lazy saucy tarts.
Yeah,
and they're using AI to get their look out there, their whole sexuality. I mean, there's that, and then there's. You're not watching that show, Margot's Got Money Problems, are you?
Well, I'm a big Elle Fanning fan.
I don't. That show gives me a heart attack.
It's not easy to watch. I'll say
it's not easy to watch.
It's not easy to watch.
It gives me so much stress.
I give her credit though. She went so far outside of the box on this. I'm really. You think about the offers that come her way, and she really had to bare her soul in this.
I don't really know who that is, by the way.
Elle Fanning.
Is she Dakota Fanning's sister?
Yes, younger sister.
Okay, I know Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, and so Elle, oh my God, Elle's she's really making a name for herself. She
I didn't know her. I didn't recognize her at all.
So she's Dakota's younger sister, but trying to think. Before this, she did let me just bring up the bots real quick. So
are you on StreamYard right now? You can share screens and all that stuff.
Let's see, Elle Fanning movies. It's so she was in the 8mm, the J.J. Abrams, Steven Spielberg movie about the train wreck that happens in the town, the aliens. That was probably one of the first things that she had come out in. Actually, I mean, before that, a bunch of
8mm is Nicolas Cage and the guy that the snuff films.
I'm getting that one wrong. Then let's see. Super 8. Sorry, not 8mm.
Super 8.
Super 8. She was the girl, the main girl that everyone had the crush on, and she played the wife on the train tracks when the train derailed.
Sure.
So that was
that's a Steven Spielberg.
Yes, Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams did that one.
No, I knew J.J. Abrams directed it, but like when I first saw that, I said, "Oh wow, this is the new Spielberg."
Right. Yes,
I got that vibe because it had that like the wonder.
Yes,
it totally
yes. And let's see, it's saying since then. I mean, she was in the Bob Dylan thing with Matthew Chalamet just now.
Was she?
Yeah, she played. I forget which one. Predator Badlands was the movie I had just seen her in prior to this, and I'm not really into those kinds of things, but she had a really memorable. She played two different characters, but she's good. But that shows.
Who was she in that? In the Bob Dylan movie.
She played. Let me find out. The one of the muses. I don't think she was.
I thought what's his face stole the movie. Played. This is what happens when you turn 60. Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Sylvie Russo.
And who is that? Is that his
real life girlfriend? Yeah, is from Greenwich Village in the early years.
What was the name of that called? A Complete Unknown.
A Complete Unknown. Yep. Yeah, she's talented, but
I thought Ed Norton stole the movie.
Oh, Ed Norton, he steals everything. Oh my God.
I don't particularly care for him. I think he's an I see him acting all the time. I don't like when I see actors act, and I always felt like I've seen him act, and I didn't see him acting in that movie. He became him. I mean, he was Pete Seeger. It was frightening to me how good he was in that.
Yeah, no.
That guy's been around forever. He's been nominated for 1,000 Academy Awards. Never gotten any love.
Yeah, he ends up. It's right, Moonrise Kingdom and Grand Budapest Hotel. So he does a lot of the PCA stuff. And
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, Wes Anderson. Right, Wes Anderson. Right.
I love P.T. Anderson. I don't get Wes Anderson. I don't get any of those movies. Grand Budapest, the fucking fantastic Mr. Fox. What drug do you need to be on to watch that movie?
Right. Yeah.
I can't watch that shit. I'm just not a stoner, man. Bangladesh Express or whatever the fuck that was called.
I did get a kick out of your review of
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, yeah. It was fun. It was fun.
Did you enjoy that movie?
I did, but I'll put a little asterisk around it. I saw it when it came out in the theater back then. I was a big Hobbit fan growing up, so there was this animated series that came out somewhere in between, and it was really lame, and I just remember being underwhelmed. Viggo Mortensen and Sean Bean, I'll just watch anything those two guys are in.
I like them both.
Yeah, so the characters are strong, and like you and Ush were both going on about the the effects to be able to get Gandalf in the same scene as.
I thought that was astonishing. I really was marveled by it.
Stuff. But I also agree, Peter Jackson is.
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, ambitious, and I give him credit for the ambition. But yeah, so I was able to enjoy the story well enough. I think, to your point, when a movie has as much hype as that does, and then you come around to it, your expectations are just, they're out of the world, and it's really hard to meet it. I would say Oppenheimer was probably the closest thing recently, the movie that had all the hype and whatever. And I loved the first 2 hours of that movie. That was great stuff. The last hour felt a little like got to whatever, but everything leading right to. Yeah, but that first 2 hours. I mean, I'm a big.
In the beginning, I was very excited. Sure.
Those first 2 hours, I see it as two movies though. But to your point,
well, yeah, it should have been about 40 minutes shorter.
Yeah. Whole
people don't realize, like, with all the doom scrolling everybody does, it's affecting people in a massive way that even people like me, I find myself doom scrolling too. I don't want to.
It's the addiction. It's there. It's programmed to make it
some kind of crazy shit. And I mean, some directors were meant. See, I don't mind if somebody takes a great film and makes an adaptation, but if you're going to be one of these directors that like purloins a fucking idea of a great story and then turn it into your own drivel, then I mean, it's just, I felt like he stole the idea of the Lord of the Rings and then just made it so shitty. I fucking hated it. And it was just, I'm sorry. Like, listen, I've been trying to watch The Passenger. I haven't had a time to watch this Jack Nicholson movie, but this too seems very slow and boring. And I wonder, am I too old for David Lean-esque, train?
Yeah.
That takes 20 minutes to get it. I don't know. I'm worried that I'm running out of bandwidth for that kind of stuff. Yeah. But some reason over morning coffee, I watched the new Jennifer Lopez movie with Brett Goldstein.
Oh, well.
And I had to turn it off when the actual head of a baby came out of a woman's vagina.
No way. No.
I was like, that?
Why? Why would they do that? He's funny. He's great. I like him. He's great. She's adorable, man. Yeah, I know she's a bitch. I know she is. I stood 5 feet away from her, and you could just smell it. Not good. And it wasn't good. No. But she's a cute little actress, and they're adorable in this film. And I was enjoying it over like 7:05 in the morning coffee. I was like, oh shit, what is that? Brett Goldstein's in a movie with J-Lo? Why would he do that? Because she has become such a thing. Tabloid fodder. She's of no real talent. No. She's not a great actress, not a great singer, she's not a great nothing. She's just a celebrity. He's from Ted Lasso. He helped create it. He wrote a lot of it. He's a director. And then there's a baby comes right out, and they show it coming out of a girl's vagina. I'm like, ew. That's unnecessary.
It was completely was there nobody editing that?
Oh my God.
And then, I turned it off after that. Yeah. And I was like, why didn't I give that hour to The Passenger?
I saw the Passenger. Yeah, no, I did see the, I forget what it's called, the J-Lo Brett thing, but I was like, this.
Oh, you watched it?
No, I didn't. I saw the write-up about it. I was like, I definitely want to see it. It's on Apple, I think, or
Netflix.
Or Netflix, yeah. So I was like, Lynn, my wife and I, we should, here's something we can watch. It's a romance movie. I have no problem
with Jennifer Lopez at all. I think she's adorable.
Yeah, she's definitely adorable. But now that I know that scene exists now.
And she's 56, and he's what, 40?
30, yeah, 30 or 35, yeah.
I mean, like, they don't talk about that.
No.
Good for her.
Yeah, exactly. Winning.
Hey, Franco Fiore, get out to me. Winning. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, I think the problem is that when it's time for me to sit down and actually watch something, I fear the investment. And therefore, I either find a reason to not do it. It's not that I don't have a lot of time. However, I can take 2 hours to watch film. I cannot go see Disclosure Day because I have to take Rose with me. I cannot leave her on. I cannot. Or I'd have to get a babysitter. You know.
So you're not going to go in IMAX and see Odyssey?
I have no interest in that. One, I've read The Iliad and the Odyssey. I don't care. And Christopher Nolan, he's never made a movie I loved.
Any
never
liked?
I liked The Prestige a little bit. I liked Inception a little bit.
Inception was interesting.
I don't give a fuck about his Batman movies at all. Not my Batman. Not my Batman.
No. Who is your Batman?
Michael Keaton is my Batman.
Oh yeah, I'm Batman. I'm the Batman.
He's my Bruce Wayne. He's
actually, and you think about that, Mr. Mom and Johnny Dangerously, right?
Who in the world would cast him as Batman?
Yeah, exactly. That's I thought he delivered. I thought to your point, I thought
Batman Returns is the best Batman movie. The best Batman. The second one is the best Batman. Listen, people are whatever, and it doesn't matter. And then Inception, that's crazy. And then he made Interstellar, which was Kip Thorne's thesis, and that I was waiting for this for 25 years because Steven Spielberg said he wanted to option this, and eventually it was going to get made, and then it got tossed around the pile, and then it was in turnaround, and the next thing you know, it's him, and then I'm like, Matthew fucking McConaughey again? He ruined Contact for me because Contact was Carl Sagan's my guy.
Contact's great, yes.
And like Pale Blue Dotted Contact, like when I was on the subway with that book, and it used to be by Carl Sagan and Anne Druyan. It was by him and his wife, and they took her name off it. I
have a tribute to Carl Sagan in my little movie, so now you're gonna have to watch it to see what it is.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
You'll enjoy it.
I didn't realize it was out. You sent me the link, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it. I gotta sit down and watch this.
Yeah, I had to get it.
I thought this is the private link, but it's not. So then Matthew McConaughey comes up and like does this whole fucking thing. I'm like, oh my god, I don't hate Interstellar, but I don't quite love it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
I'll say this about Interstellar. There are very few movies that make me think when I walk out, and I can't not like for a while after it. And I think that's a sign of a great movie.
I don't think that you can contribute that to Christopher Nolan. I think it's the concepts of Kip Thorne.
Well, if I'm going to put it in the context comparing to what Peter Jackson did to Lord of the Rings, and he ruined it for you, but I feel like Christopher Nolan got enough across the finish line in Interstellar that I'm still fascinated with a lot of pieces. My son and I, we watch it whenever it's on or whatever, and we get into these conversations.
The third time I saw it, I liked it. I totally ignored Matthew McConaughey. And once they get to the whole Tesseract thing, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's insane. And, when he pushes the shit out and like, it's exciting.
And I'm sure Steven Spielberg probably would have loved. I'm trying to think if he ever had to conceptualize
Why did he not do that?
A black hole. I don't know if he ever had any of his movies that were all right. Now in a black hole,
who would do a black hole better than Spielberg? Come on.
Oh, I know.
Kubrick.
Yeah. Oh, Kubrick. Yes, definitely Kubrick.
Yeah, maybe Kubrick.
But I thought Nolan's
Gabo
was fair. I'll give Nolan. He did a fair job of interpreting.
No, he did. It's a much, much better movie than I was originally willing to give it. Because when I saw Matthew McConaughey was in, I was like,
yeah.
Because I don't like him as an actor.
And Matt Damon. He's just Matt. He's like Chris is just a Matt. He's a Matt man. So he can't get away from the Matts.
What is that about?
Yeah, I don't know. It's obviously
I like Matt Damon. I enjoyed The Martian.
The Martian was great. The Martian was great.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great.
And
even the new one with Ryan Gosling, it was dopey, but it was fun.
See that.
Oh, it's
Project Hail Mary.
I'll say it's very similar to the Martian in that regard.
Okay.
It's not plausible, but
she was trying to get me to watch it, and I was trying to find it on streaming.
I'll tell you, I know you well enough to know It's like one of the really weird Star Trek episodes. I'll put it at that.
No, it looks quite fun to me. I love him.
You'll like it. Yeah, he's great.
Who directs it? Peter Hames.
Who directed? Oh no, that was. Oh my god, I don't know. Who directed?
Who by
Hail Mary.
fire?
Hail Mary.
Please tell me that's a Steinway D. It looks like a Hamburg from here. No Yamahas in your house.
Where? Oh,
you
no,
tell Lynn we're wrapping it up.
Yeah. She's like, directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the duo behind Spider-Verse films and Lego movies and 2122 Jump Street.
Who would have known?
Yeah, I wouldn't have known. In fact, when you asked it, I'm like, I don't know who did it. But
isn't that, don't you hate when that happens, when somebody asks you something that you don't know?
Yeah. But it was the book.
I hate that. I feel like a failure.
Well, that's just my old brain.
I'm a failure because I didn't know who was the grip on the apartments in 1950. How dare I not know who the best boy was?
To be the best boy.
Oh, to be the best boy. I will be the best boy.
Now I'm thinking, because I have credits in the movie, and I should have had like worst boy. And it could have been like a German name, like a W-U-R-S-T boy. The guy who brought the sausages to craft table.
That's true. Did you even have a craft table?
Yeah, of course. I have a craft table. Every day I have a craft table. I am a craft table. Listen, this is a lot of fun.
This is fun. Go to Lynn and your kids. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing the Basher.
Oh no! Hey, fun was this?
Honor, true.
Yeah, he's MIA. He's having a second wind in his 50s. So what can I do? It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday night. Thanks,
Saturday
everybody.
Night's all right for fighting.
Get a little action in. Be careful.
Oh yeah. Oops.
You might get in trouble because you have that present Elton John tone.
Well, thank you very much.
Get about as old as a diesel train. That's what he sounds like now.
So we'll go after this. My favorite.
And we digress.
Yeah, well, just because now it's Elton John, and it's my favorite line in a song was paying your HP demands forever. I would have walked headlong into the deep end of the river. Paying your HP bonds forever.
It only works if you're British.
Yes.
To know what that means.
Well, HP, house payment demands, yes. Yeah. But you're right. And I was 12 when that song came out. HP bound the river. Oh my god.
He sounds like Cher now, like everybody else. Everyone sounds like Cher. And I'll leave you all on that note. Yes. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say thank you to Patrick Hicks and his beautiful wife Lynn for putting up with him being on my show for 2 hours.
Yes.
Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you encounter people who are not so nice, give them the benefit of the doubt. And better yet, give them enough rope to hang themselves, because you might meet somebody who's totally worth it. Either that or they're just a cunt.